Oh, shit. We're a little late today, but that's okay. Let's get it.
Hey, have you heard of this game, Mortal Kombat?
The first time you play it, you just go, this is incredible. It's almost like that barbaric, primal emotion. You're just like, yeah!
The secret sauce was basically we were just a bunch of knuckleheads doing whatever we wanted and we were happy.
There was no turning back.
Round one, fight!
It didn't take long from there for that game to be everywhere.
It was a mega hit, game after game after game. All the magic that was happening, the walls kind of absorbed all of that.
We were just kind
Midway,
of making
that's
it up as
right.
we went along.
Ed took care of all the programming, John took care of all the art. They worked well because they trusted each other.
When you see people playing the game and they're losing their minds and they're reacting to it, there's your fuel. It was like being paid to do a hobby.
This is actually a bigger deal than maybe any video game that's come before. Mortal Kombat became a pillar of popular culture. Was, is, and always will be a fighting game for everyone.
It brings people together.
It's funny to think that it all started from 4 guys in Chicago that just wanted to make a cool martial arts game.
And those people.
There's been so many Mortal Kombat games.
Victory.
That was awesome. What sucks is, like, there might be a new generation that has no idea what Mortal Kombat is. Because the movies haven't really been that good. And the games are kind of, like, non-existent now. For the most part, like... That looks sick. Oh, so there's different colors based on what consoles you're on. That's cool. Huh, that's pretty cool. Look at him, look at that little guy. Some beans. Ooh, a video camera. Oh, that's awful. What the fuck? Oh, that's awful. Chucky. Oh, that's just fucking terrifying, dude. Oh, that's awful. Thank you.
Selves a hero. This ought to be good. Let the
It is. The
killing
weekend's
commence.
always so short. Oh, dude, this is so quiet. What the fuck? I guess it doesn't help that my headphones are like turned down. Let's try that. Oh yeah, no, that makes a difference. You notice how they don't have IGN on there? You notice that? And how few there are as well. Look, there's only like 5 of them. There's only like 5. Yeah, oh wait, no, there's like 6. I remember back whenever you'd see these games and they would just be plastered from corner to corner with them. By the way, I have 0 interest in playing that game. The hell is this? Damn, that asset though, Jesus. This actually looks kind of cool. Damn, okay. That's sick. I don't even care if she's hot. That's sick. I think that's an online only. Holy shit.
It's ninja time! Turtle power!
That looked awful.
Give me an excuse. I am locked and loaded. Let's go!
Is that Ark?
Victory is in our grasp!
Oh my god.
Now, here's something you don't see every day.
What the fuck?
Yeah! Turtles together! You're the best! Yeah!
Meditation has its rewards.
Very amusing! No way! All right!
What? That's crazy.
Cowabunga! My blade will end you! The dinosaurs are cool. Just
Is that
not
Ark?
Ninja Turtle cool.
I think that's Ark, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It's Ark Survival. You gotta be careful with Ark, because I think it's pay to win.
This is Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake. A new beginning and ending awaits.
sublime beyond belief.
I really wish I wasn't so damn bad at fucking turn-based games. I would totally
Our
play
journey
this.
has only just begun. May fortune go with thee, brave hero.
We will bring you to justice.
Now the real fun begins.
You're mine!
This ends now!
Nice.
Play nicely now.
The timeless adventures that define a genre return. Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake. Available now.
Two new mobs from the Mounts of Mayhem drop. The first one is the Camel Husk.
Ooh.
Camel husks spawn in the desert and are passive mobs, but the riders are very much hostile, so watch out.
Oh.
These mobs don't burn in sunlight and spawn with not one, but two riders. I would recommend bringing a saddle so you can ride the Camel Husk after you defeated them.
That's
the Camel
fun.
Husk is ridden by husks, but also spawn with the other new mob, the Parched. This desert skeleton variant is also immune to sunlight and shoots arrows of weakness. So why have we added it? Well, we wanted to make visits to the desert a bit more interesting, even during daytime. So make sure you are prepared the next time you go there. Camel Husk and the Parched are waiting for
Damn,
you
that's
in the
crazy.
beta, preview, and Java snapshot right now!
I love to see this. Seeing them add stuff to Minecraft after 15 years. Wow, it sure makes me think that's really fucking late. Where was this 15 years ago? Roots. Oh, it's by Agaro. I didn't even realize Agaro Crab made that. That studio made Another Crab's Treasure. Damn! The game looks like shit, but this music is banging. Reminds me of God of War. Interesting. It's Mind's Eye, boys. Ain't nobody gonna touch this shit. If I got a sponsor for this tomorrow, I wouldn't touch this shit. Because they were canceling sponsors literally in the middle of streams. For people that were trying to even hype up the game. So they can get fucked. Nah, I'm good, bruh. That game was an absolute disappointment.
Comes to Villador to claim your life.
Ooh.
It's terrifying. It's spooky. It's the Halloween Showdown. The event you dared to wait for. Get ready for scares.
Oh yeah, you've been playing it, or are you still playing Borderlands 2? Odyssey's not a very good game to, like, stream. It's better to play in your own time, because just nobody watches it.
Because Baka is back, and the pumpkin tiles are ripe for blood. See the terror that takes over the city, and the tower plays perpetually shrouded in darkness. Prepare for 3 weeks of fear. Starring Plague versus Scarecrow, Van Aiden versus Count Skull. New contestant, Cyber Raider versus Cursed
Nice.
Pirate. Pick your champion, collect candies, feed the fear, and get rewarded. The spoils of the showdown await, with a new special guest star from deep space, Vulcan. And hundreds of zombies in the final performance. You'll be scared, you'll be surprised, you'll be rewarded. If you survive the Halloween Showdown, that is.
Spooky.
Earth dying, we looked to the stars for a new home. Humanity's future depended on us. Or so we thought.
Was it Star Trek?
Come on, let's move.
Oh, what the hell is
King
this?
to be one.
Night follows. Check.
Good evening, Oracle.
A meteorite has penetrated my outer hull, puncturing through
Yeah, you
to
like that shit, don't you?
facilities on deck 4.
Not really in the mood for a walk.
It's our only option. What would Stafford say?
Never forget why you
I
started.
can't stand characters that sit there and bitch and complain. Motherfucker, you got a job to do. I don't feel like going for a walk. Suck it the fuck up. Suck it up. It's your job.
Would you look at that? Gets me every time.
Come on, Galileo. What a mess.
Understatement of the year.
Damn.
What is that?
Coolant, maybe?
What we're doing here is a vital step into a new tomorrow.
Okay, now you are sounding like one of William's training videos.
We have always questioned whether we're alone in the universe.
Ooh.
It's only when we come face to face with death that we get our answer. However connected the universe may be, in the end, we all die alone.
That's crazy. That looks really good. Oh, I don't doubt it. I'll probably play it again eventually. I just haven't really, like, I don't know. Haven't really been feeling the itch for a Souls-like. Here we go, here we go. Check out some more paras. More paras!
Hiding something scary.
Hold on.
This pond
Did they take away your ability to, like...
Hiding something scary.
Huh.
No, not that. It's worse. You see, these are cranberries, a small red fruit used in juice, sauces, and even alcohol. This pond is hiding...
Did they take away the ability to, like...
This pond is hiding something scary.
To, like, zoom it in? So, like, F12 or something? That ain't it. No, that'll work.
No, not that. It's worse. You see, these are cranberries, a small red fruit used in juice, sauces, and even alcohol. However, unlike many fruits which grow in luscious green fields, cranberries grow in a fucking swamp. However, sharing a...
Think about how weird it is that cranberries grow in a swamp. It's so weird, right?
postcode with Shrek doesn't exempt cranberries from pest control issues. But rather than dumping enough toxic chemicals on the cranberry bog to qualify it as a League of Legends lobby, cranberry farmers decided to use a more interesting form of pest control.
Spooters!
Wolf spiders.
Yep.
That's right, in order to prevent a horde of bugs from devouring these innocent cranberries, our brave hell spiders are deployed to the field to protect against the horde. Which works great. Until they flood the fields to harvest the cranberries, at which point the highly venomous wolf spiders start to look for the closest high point. And if you're picking the berries, that's you. This pond is hiding something
And, fuck that.
scary. No, not that. It's worse. He said.
This actually made me a little upset. But Tectone, we're waiting for you, buddy. Anytime you want to come back to the internet, we're always waiting for you.
Rhythm's timing is impeccable. What's this?
Extremely, why is your hair so black today?
It might be the lighting. I also dyed it recently. What do you think, Liz?
You look like a Zoom teacher.
Who the fuck says that? Who gets on a call with somebody and just says that? Like, what kind of leveled asshole are you?
Did you eat breakfast this morning, Miz?
Did I eat breakfast? Yeah, I just had breakfast 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, you shouldn't have. You're looking fat as today, man.
W Tectone!
Fandy, why are you
She's gonna get up like a little bitch. Watch.
For it because I like a lot of the characters.
Yeah, look, there he goes. Little bitch.
Yes, it's a good one. With the right.
Yo, he knows too. I guarantee you people went over to his comments and were like, yo, you just did that.
Hair girl. I'm looking at
Oh my god, W Tectone.
Wow.
good.
Wow, did you eat breakfast? You shouldn't have.
You fucking fat as
The
fuck.
algorithm's timing is impeccable. What's this?
Is it this one? Finally, they're addressing all the people that are throwing stuff at the police, the ICE agents, and stopping the convoys of ICE. It has taken long enough for them to address the situation. People have actually gone to jail. It's a beautiful day.
See, they've been watching the videos. They finally have been watching the videos. I've been waiting on this for a while. Feds capture the alleged ICE agitators. Thank God.
We're about to hear from the feds in California any moment now.
This is what happens when you do this thing called breaking the law. You go to jail, especially when it involves federal agents. In my opinion, this is long overdue. Completely long overdue.
Following a dramatic pre-dawn raid caught exclusively by Fox News,
See these guys?
it ended with the arrest of an anti-ICE activist, one who was accused of smashing the windows of immigration agents' vehicles. Look at that. Earlier this year, during
He broke the side mirror, dude. Because, like, now that the side mirror is broken, how are you supposed to be able to, like, drive safely in traffic? Like, come on.
Again, like, whenever you do that,
Because, like, oh, is he gonna say something about it?
Mirror, you make a car unsafe to drive.
Thank you.
And so now at this point, this individual has now endangered everybody else on the road and on public roads because they've decided to be violent. And so this is the reason why, like, and this is the kind of stuff that, like, people don't really think about because they're retarded. They're just retarded. And so the fact is that whenever you do something like that, you negatively affect a lot of things beyond just yourself. Glad they caught these idiots? Yeah, exactly.
No, I look forward to watching them serve out at least 5 years in prison. Because they tried to assault federal agents, that's why. I look forward to watching these people waste 5 years of their lives in prison. And you know what's crazy? Is that now that they're enforcing this, it's going to be a deterrence. 5 years is a long time to give up for throwing a rock. And to be quite frank, you should be thankful that it's 5 years and not death by lethal force. In my opinion. I feel like if you throw a rock that big, and you got lucky that it only broke that mirror. Because if I'm being completely honest, if those federal agents decided to pull over and open fire on that individual and kill him, rip bozo. You shouldn't be throwing fucking rocks at vehicles. It's illegal and you're a piece of shit.
On a southern
Anybody could have been in that car. They could have had a child in that vehicle and they'd have never known it.
Your pot farm.
You make a
Our correspondent Matt Finn has got exclusive live details for this. On this, he's in Camarillo, California. For us,
see it,
Matt.
Hey, John, you may recall there was a pretty notable immigration raid on a pot farm here in Camarillo earlier.
Wasn't it weird how whenever they did that raid, there were a bunch of kids there?
Not only were there a bunch of kids there, but the CEO himself took a picture on X. He posted it on X. I'm sorry, he didn't take a picture on it. He posted it. And a couple weeks before, and you notice how ever since then, the guy that runs the company has been completely quiet. See, what you got to do with these motherfuckers is whenever you find out that they're holding these illegal immigrants like that and they're using child labor, you need to charge them with trafficking. Is it trafficking? I think it's trafficking. Put them in jail for life.
That's crazy. Wow. It must have been bring your kid to work day, huh?
I don't think it's trafficking.
Some pretty disturbing viral video out of that. Suspects throwing rocks and objects at federal agents' cars.
Yeah, no. Human trafficking. That's what they need to get them for. Sorry, human trafficking.
Their immigration raid that included hundreds of arrests. That was back in July. Well, this morning, we were exclusively on hand in a pre-dawn sting as HSI arrested a
gotcha, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gotcha, bitch.
That's the guy right there. That's the one. That's the guy that threw the rock. I hate that it took them so long to get him, but they got him.
Alleyway. They say Issei Carrillo is seen in that viral video throwing rocks at federal cars. Carrillo is allegedly part of an anti-ICE activist group that intentionally blocked the federal agent cars on the pot farm and then ambushed the agents on the way out. HSI says at least 4 vehicles were damaged in that attack, and a federal contractor was injured after a rock and shards of glass struck their hand. Carrillo is expected to be.
Look at that! Look at how hard they're throwing those fucking rocks.
Glass struck their hand.
You do realize that the illegal immigrants are in that van, right? So the people that they're rounding up, they're probably gonna put them in that van. And you're throwing the rocks so good, like just imagine if someone's head was up against like here, and you just threw that rock and hit them in the back of the head, and it caved their skull in.
Carrillo is expected to be federally charged with conspiracy to impede or injure a federal officer. Now, this is all a part of a broader sweep.
See, they need to do this, and they need to have him give out the names to everybody else, and then just get all of them.
Just tell them we're gonna give you 50 years in prison, But for every one person that gets caught and convicted, that's a year off your sentence. That's exactly what they need to do.
Because I'd be fine giving him a light sentence. You know, you get like 5 years, but we got to get 10. We need 10 more people. I say something like this, right? Like this is what I would tell him. I would say, we're going to put you in jail for 30 years. For every person you give us, you get 1 less year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See what happens.
Morning happening across Southern California, targeting people who engage
Look at
in
that,
alleged
dude. Look at that. Look at that.
violence
Look at
across Southern
that.
California.
Throwing motherfucking rocks at the fucking vehicles like that. In my opinion, if you standing in that crowd and a police officer pulls over and uses lethal force in that crowd, you had it coming. Shouldn't have been in the crowd and you knew they were throwing rocks. That could have been a rock that could have went through and taken that police officer's life. Just for doing his job.
Morning happening across Southern California, targeting people who engage in alleged violence against
trust his names? Well, yeah, of course, I verify his names. Of course, I mean, like, I would say if they get convicted, right? I mean, not just, you just give us names. I mean, duh, of course.
Enforcement during this summer's immigration raids in the LA area. We expect a press conference at any moment to give us full details. Also this morning, as we were embedded with HSI, there was a female, a target, they had a warrant for her arrest, but she narrowly escaped, and we believe she's going to be named a fugitive. Back to you.
In fact, Matt, we're going to go from you in Camarillo to downtown Los Angeles, and here's the acting U.S. Attorney for the Central District of California, Bill Asale.
In response to recent immigration enforcement actions in Los Angeles. To date, we have charged 97 individuals either with assault or impeding of federal agents engaged.
Not enough. It should be over 1,000.
I agree.
In immigration.
Because it's been over 1,000. It needs to be way more than that.
Enforcement operations, and we will continue to charge more as we obtain the evidence. Earlier this summer, federal agents engaged in law enforcement operations targeted at removing illegal immigrants who entered the United States unlawfully.
That's right.
In response, large protests began to form throughout the Los Angeles area. I want to be very clear. Every American has a right
to... See, this is this bullshit that everybody always has to say because people intentionally and deliberately, dishonestly misinterpret it. But the fact is that it's very obvious that you can protest against something without throwing bricks at a car.
I don't understand where that came from. Like, I really don't understand why we're throwing objects at vehicles. You do realize that's illegal. Burning things is illegal regardless of what you think and feel. I don't understand when or where they got this assumption or this idea that it's okay to burn stuff. Where did this come from? Like, if you read the U.S. the First Amendment, it doesn't say anything about throwing bricks at fucking cars. Even some of the biggest activists, like Martin Luther King and it was like the X dude. I don't know how to say his name. Malcolm X. I'm sorry, Malcolm X. They said that they hated blocking up roads and throwing stuff at cars because it's violence, and that's like a great way to alienate even some of your own people. Because they don't want to be involved with violent behavior. They don't want to go to jail. Most people are for protesting. A lot of people aren't for violence. It's already a very, very small minority, but then you've got like a subset of minorities that are willing to do violent things. Like that, it's like a handful of people in a massive crowd that are willing to commit violence.
The thing is, everybody knows, like, it's not about protesters. It's about brick throwers.
Peacefully protest. What is not constitutionally protected is a right to engage in violence or to impede federal agents by assaulting, doxing, or obstructing their operations. On July 10th, law enforcement officers were executing...
Because these people are just doing their job. Like, if you have a problem with these people, take it up with the Supreme Court. Take it up with the U.S. government. Stop attacking these people. These guys are literally just being told what to do and where to go. And they're just doing their job. You have no reason to attack these people. Sure, you may not like what they're doing, but attacking them doesn't make their job any easier. They still have to do it if they want to keep their job. That's all there is to it. They're just doing what they are told to do.
A court-ordered search warrant at locations in Ventura County. Protesters, including members of an organization named VC Defensa, came to the site of the search warrants. VC Defensa is an organization that operates and manages what they call a rapid response network designed to impede federal agents and their enforcement operations.
Bro, they're such little bitches. They don't even have cars to block the police. They have fucking bicycles. It goes to show you.
And that warrant is what you see on the camera there at the marijuana farm where the agents were attempting to leave. In one of the criminal complaints today, we are charging 2 members of VC Defensa for conspiring.
Should charge every single one of them.
I agree. Put them away at minimum 30 years. And tell them, hey, we'll help you out. But we need like, and you can't just arrest them. They have to be convicted and they have to go to jail with them. It will knock off a year for every one person you give.
If they were there, and you should figure out who it was that was there. With conspiracy. Charge them with conspiracy.
Yep.
To impede and injure federal law enforcement officers. These 2 VC Defensa members went to the protests on July 10th in Ventura County and acted with others to assault enforcement vehicles and officers. One of the members charged in the complaint used her vehicle to block U.S. government vehicles from leaving the location, while another member and others ambushed the vehicles by throwing rocks at them. And those images went viral.
They did.
Several government vehicles were damaged and a federal contract employee was injured as a rock went through her vehicle window, shattering the glass and striking her. And you're going to hear more about that case here shortly.
That's awful.
Separately,
That's awful.
Incident that you also see on the TV here, on June 8th in downtown...
Just for doing her job. You realize that the American people voted this in. The majority voted this in. I didn't vote. I'm not saying I'm part of the majority. I do like what I'm seeing, though. I want to see these people get out of here. Period. They don't need to be here. But in my honest opinion, whenever you're just trying to do your job and you've got all these fucking people throwing rocks at you, I am shocked the U.S. government hasn't put a lethal force clause in yet. This is ridiculous. People are getting hurt just trying to do their damn job.
Los Angeles Civic Center, a group of agitators...
They're not your fucking punching bag, man. They're people like everyone else.
...use the protests as an excuse to throw rocks, bottles, and other objects at officers, injuring several of them. Government and private property were vandalized. Los Angeles police declared an unlawful assembly, yet the violence continued. 9 of the defendants charged in that second criminal complaint were filmed on cell phones by local news and other media, throwing rocks, bottles, and objects, including objects on fire from an overpass.
This is the kind of stuff that these people are saying are, this is their idea of protesting. So whenever I advocate that, like, people like this, like, listen to what they're doing, these are the people that I'm advocating should be put in jail. Not the people that are protesting, but the people that are throwing flaming objects and bricks at cars.
I agree. I don't care if you stand in there. I do care if you're in the middle of the road. If you're in the middle of the road, you're part of the fucking problem because you're blocking their ability to leave and you've got other people throwing rocks at the vehicles. You are 100% just as at fault as the person who threw that rock. In my opinion. You need to get the fuck out of the way.
On Main and Los Angeles Street here in downtown LA, onto the CHP officers and their vehicles. 2 defendants charged in today's complaint were recorded lighting debris on fire and throwing it at CHP vehicles,
that's not protest.
pouring what appeared to be flammable liquid, which increased the size of the flames. The officers and vehicles were on the freeway after removing demonstrators who had marched onto the freeway to block traffic lanes. During the mayhem, 1 CHP vehicle was set ablaze. Officers were trapped while an angry mob threw debris at them from above.
That's wild.
9 individuals in that mob are charged with obstructing, impeding, and interfering with law enforcement during a civil disorder. That is a felony, a federal felony that carries a statutory maximum sentence of 5 years in federal
Oh,
prison.
we gotta get that number up, man. Gotta get that number up.
Oh, we gotta get those numbers up. 5 years.
That's child's play. Give him 30. Give him 50.
Lastly, federal agents today also arrested Giovanni
It should be
Canil,
15.
a Boyle Heights resident who pepper sprayed a vehicle while the FBI SWAT officers were inside of it.
Oof.
Those officers were at a scene of a search warrant execution at Ambiance Apparel, a business in downtown LA on June 6. Canil is charged with pepper spraying them as they left the scene, causing injuries to at least 2 officers. Again, these are criminal complaints and allegations. Everyone is entitled to a presumption of innocence until proven guilty in a court of law. As we have said many times, violence in any form, specifically targeted at law enforcement, is unacceptable and illegal. You will be arrested, you will be charged, and you will
It's
face
so
serious
obvious,
prison
isn't it?
time. For those people who disagree with federal immigration laws,
You don't get to throw
you
bricks.
need to take it up with Congress.
Thank you.
Congress passed those laws, and we are obligated to enforce them.
True.
We will not tolerate violence against officers who are simply doing their job.
Man.
Oh my God. Thank you for saying that. This is long overdue. Why didn't they do this from day one? This is crazy.
And this, I want to be clear, this is not a game. I think some people out there think this is some sort of a game or political stunt, and you have elected officials who are encouraging this behavior. The consequences here are extremely serious. Just
He's
last
actually calling him out.
week, we had an individual who ran
I've been
his
waiting on
vehicle
this.
at our agents, and he was shot by law enforcement.
Good.
So
Rip Bozo.
not only was he shot, he was also charged with assault, and now he's looking up to 20 years in federal prison.
Woo! That's what I like to hear, baby. Ho, ho, ho! Yes, sir. Oh, that's a beautiful number. I can get down with a 20-year prison sentence. Oh, you want to fuck around like a little bitch and they shoot you and you get 20 years in prison? Do you get what's coming to you, loser?
You love to hear it, bro.
Oh! Ho, 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 ho!
Not only are these actions dangerous, they're also ineffective. We have not and we will not.
That's true, yeah. You ain't gonna do shit. You think you just stand in front of a truck and then the federal government is just gonna decide, you know what, let's just go home? No.
Stop our immigration enforcement operations. Nothing will stop us. Nothing. So with that, I want to turn it over to Eddie
There it
Wolf,
is.
Special Agent in charge of Homeland Security
man.
Investigations
You love to hear
here in Los Angeles.
Oh, you love to hear it.
Remember, with every one retard, there's about 50 cops. So even if you manage to hurt and or kill one cop, you're going to have 49 other cops that are probably going to do the same to you. And then they're going to get bit by one of these big, beautiful police dogs.
Sadly, the acting U.S. Attorney for the Central District of California talking about these arrests, some of them in connection with the violent clash between
Had to make that reference to Polk County. You know what I'm saying? Sheriff Judd.
ICE agents at that pot farm in Camarillo back in the summertime. Bill Sanders saying this is not a game and it's not going to stop ICE and the federal government from enforcing the laws of the United States of America. Staley saying that if people have got a problem with it, take it up with Congress.
We have not. We will not stop. Nothing will stop us. You heard it there. This is not a joke.
Oh, him throwing that rocks make me so angry. I'll look forward to watching him rot in jail where he belongs.
Bitch, you can moan, you can make your little protest. You start throwing bricks, you're gonna go to jail, and it's gonna continue, bro.
Still look at this
Thank
video and
God.
think this actually
Was this
happened.
where they had children
and
working? Yep,
obviously
that's right.
Bill Staley means business, Sean.
Well, the guy who was on the throwing end of that rock now in custody and facing some serious jail time.
Hey, Sean Hannity here.
They gotta put him in jail for more than 5 years, bro. Like that should be honestly, that should be like a 15-year situation.
Easily. That shouldn't even be questionable. 15 years is like, I think that's like the lighter sin. I think they should aim for higher. I'm saying like 20, 25 years. 20, 25 years, easily.
If you throw a brick at a federal officer building or a vehicle like that, and it destroys it, I mean, like, yeah, 100%. Feds watch your stream. They should. Now, honestly, I wish they watch it more. Maybe y'all could get learn something. Well, holy shit. Y'all fucking around all the time with these clowns. Yeah, 15-year minimum. Yeah, a little RICO action, a little something, right? I mean, something.
See, like, now that they get in these guys, it's gonna be a deterrence for these upcomers that think that they're gonna pick up some fucking rocks and throw it at these police cars. It's a deterrence because they're gonna see these people actually get locked up for 5 or 20 years, and they're gonna be like, "Fuck that! I'm not going to jail for 20 years." So they're gonna drop them bricks. That's exactly what's gonna happen.
It's got to happen. I mean, damn, they just let them run wild. And it's just makes me so annoyed, man. It really does. But, you know, I guess that's what happens, right? And 5 is enough, I believe. I mean, 5 is a good start. I mean, I accept 5. 5 is okay, right? I'm not mad about 5.
I want to see someone's life get ruined because of their bad decisions. That's what I want to see. If you go to any other state and you shoot an airsoft rifle at a police officer, not only are you going to get shot, you're going to get at least 15 years in prison. There is no reason these fuckers should get away like catch and release style. There's no reason. Catch them, charge them with the maximum, give them more than the maximum just because you can. 100,000%.
My first time calling ICE, American citizen. Wait. Okay. All right, we gotta watch this one. Okay.
Today was my first time calling ICE. I went to McDonald's this morning. The menu screen was broken. So I was like, you know, the
Here we go.
menu screen is broken. And she said, do you want a number 2? I said, no, ma'am, I'm just letting you know that the menu screen is broken. She said, do you want a number 2? I said, do you understand me? I said the menu.
What does this sign mean?
That's the whole reason why I ain't been able to find a job right fucking there, boys. You see, whenever you got these rich communities and you ain't got to worry about losing a job to some illegal immigrant because these corporations are hiring them for pennies on the dollar, they don't even know how to speak fucking English. Obviously, they'd be okay with advocating for this. Bunch of old white fucks are these old people that have already got their house and they're gonna die in their house, or these rich young people that can just get whatever the fuck they want that are out there protesting with their purple and fucking pink hair and their fucking septum piercings and their fucking tattoos all over their fucking face, look like a bunch of fucking freaks walking around, right? They're not the ones that have to compete for jobs. They're not the ones that have to deal with the crime that these illegal immigrants bring to the country. They're not the ones that have to deal with this. Average people who have to deal with their cars being broken into, those are the ones that have to deal with this, not them.
Screen is broken. Okay, you wanted to? We'll just pull around. So I'm like, oh my God, this lady don't understand nothing that I'm saying. So when I pull around to the window, I said, the menu screen back there is broken. She said, oh, you don't want a number 2?
God damn.
And I'm like, why does she keep saying number 2? I'm trying to tell her that the menu screen is broken. I said, well, let me just talk to your manager. Because now at this point, I'm just like,
yeah,
you really don't understand.
Yeah.
Right? There's no
This is what they do is they have whenever you work at a McDonald's, there's a test that they have with all the employees there on proficiency in English, and the person that scores the worst on it gets to work the drive-thru.
Communication here. You don't understand English.
Yeah, we all know this.
So she
Everybody
says,
knows this.
hold on. And then this dude walks from, I was like, I'm just trying to let her know that the menu screen back there is broken.
Yeah.
He was like, the menu screen? I said, yeah, the screen with the menu, that's food.
Wow.
the manager?
I said, it's broken. He said, the menu screen? I said, oh, so you don't understand anything that I'm saying either?
Jesus Christ.
I said,
even the manager's cooked. Bro, if that doesn't smell like corporate corruption, I don't know what does. Hiring all these fucking people for pennies on the dollar and taking away American jobs like that, bro. Like, what the fuck?
I said, does anybody in here speak English?
Says, no, I'm California.
They looked at me like I was crazy. I mean, like, so I'm like, I said, you know what? I said, I'm going to call ICE on you, motherfuckers. I said, because there's no way that all you guys is in here working and you can't understand what I'm saying. And the only thing you keep saying is, do I want a number 2? As soon as I said,
Look here. If you move to a different country, learn their fucking language. If I moved to Germany, I would learn German. If I moved to Japan, I would learn, like, I don't know what the fuck Japan knows, but I would learn Japanese. I'm sorry. I would learn Japanese. Like, how is it that those countries, it's okay to expect you to learn how to speak their languages, but God forbid if you say that shit here, it's a fucking uproar. If you move to America, learn to speak English. Like, what's the fucking point of trying to go against a place that you moved to? Like, there is a reason why when you moved here, right? It's probably because your shithole country couldn't get its shit together, so now you're here, and now you're trying to make the Americans conform to your fucking place, which is the whole reason why you're not there, is because it didn't work for you there. What the fuck makes you think it's gonna work for you here? Learn English if you move to America. If not, then get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Seriously. Learn it or get the fuck out. It's our national language now. Thank God. It took them 25 fucking years, but finally it's our national language. Learn English. It's enough, dude. Every other country in the world, you move there and you're expected to learn their language. Americans have had enough of this crap. Enough.
that you should have seen how fast that lady closed that window and locked it, and they both moved away where you couldn't see them no more.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I called.
Shouldn't have said that.
I called ICE, and I filled out a form too.
Damn.
That's what's up.
All these little fast food joints, they got all these people working in them.
Yeah.
These franchises during COVID, they brought their people over here on these work visas.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't understand a lick of motherfucking English. And all
that's a fact. If you don't
Yep.
know English, you don't need to be working at a fucking job here in the U.S. English
Amen.
is the national language. You don't know English, you don't need to be working here. Get the fuck out.
Thank you, Asmongold.
like McDonald's
That's a
and all
fact.
that's
That's a
where our
fact.
youth
Oh,
used
yep.
to work at. Now they got these grown ass motherfuckers in here taking these jobs from these kids, and they don't even understand.
You know what's crazy is that even the Nazi regime, even the Nazi fucking regime in Wolfenstein: The New Order, you see a scene where a Nazi walks up to a KKK member and is like, "Have you been practicing your German lessons?" That is a really bad reference. I just realized that's a terrible reference. But still, if you want, you have to conform to whatever nation you're going into. That's the thing. Like, I can't stand it whenever I see all these people that are protesting and they're not even waving American flags. They're waving flags from countries that they've ran from. You ran from the country for a fucking reason. You're an idiot. Like, you didn't like it there, so you're trying to come here and make us conform to you. Fuck off. There's way more of us than there are of you.
English. I'm sorry, but most applications ask for experience.
Experience with English, though.
So where are they getting experience from if they can't even speak fucking English?
Thank you. And that's the reason why nobody can get a fucking job right now. I got a friend that's been out since December. He ain't even been able to get a fucking job. That's the reason why people are fucking tired of this shit. They're tired of it. Country's supposed to think about and for its citizens. Trump's been the only president in the past 2 years, in the past 2 elections that has done that. Well, I don't know what the fuck he was on with the last one, but this one, he seems to have the right mindset. Maybe he got people out from around him that were just not the best.
That experience should be going to our American kids.
Thank you. Bro, thank you.
Exactly.
Now, if you come here and you served in the U.S. military like Nigel, you know, if you actually did the work and effort, bro, I am proud to call you an American citizen. You earned that shit. Fucking, you are, in my opinion, people that legally immigrate here, learn our language, learn to conform. I will have more respect for you than most American citizens in general, because you're a fucking badass. In my complete honest opinion, people that can do that, you're a fucking beast. And don't let any fucking American sit there that was born and raised in this country sit there and say you're not an American. You earned your fucking right to be here. And I don't give a shit what's going on. I'm gonna treat you like every American, bro. I don't care. You came here and you migrated legally. You busted your ass to learn the language. You put one foot in front of the other and you got where you needed to be. You got my respect. You're an American. These motherfuckers that cross the border illegally and then they stay here for 10 years and they don't even know how to speak English. They at 10 years they don't know how to get an actual citizenship. Man, get the fuck out of here. You ain't come here to conform. You came here to fucking to conform us. Go back to where you came from. You earned that right, brother. Don't let anybody say otherwise. I've been here my whole goddamn life, and I've seen a lot more hardworking immigrants that have migrated here legally that have put more work and effort into what they're doing in their life than anybody I've ever seen. And you earned that right. Don't ever let anyone say that you're not a citizen. Because that's bullshit. But you come here illegally and you do some shit like this, get the fuck out. Get out. You're not welcome here. Come back. You can come back and do it the legal way. Like all of these hard-working immigrants that did it legally. You do it that way. You earn that shit. Just because you're born doesn't give you the right to come here. Enough of this.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Come on. To Washington State. Please come to Washington State. And it's not just Latinos. It's Latinos, it's Africans, and it's these Indians from India. These three groups, they need to get a check on them.
No, she didn't, dude.
And then
bro.
Visas, they're not even learning how to speak English, and half of them is illegals. So come on, ICE. Come to Washington State. It's time to clean up house, because Patty Murray...
Didn't they already go to Washington? No, that was the National Guard, wasn't that? Wasn't ICE. That wasn't ICE. Bro, so like, I'm probably going to get in trouble for saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway. So there is a dead-end road on this side of the apartment, right? And there's box truck. There's like an 18-wheeler truck stop up the road from us. And there's these box trucks, right? These big-ass U-Haul trucks. Like, they're fucking huge. Like, the big fucking ones. And they park along the sides of both sides of this dead-end street here, right? And they've been gutting them and working on them. It's been some Hispanic dudes. I'm not even going to sit here and bullshit with you. These been some Hispanic dudes, right? And for the past couple months, they've been working on them. And they took all the stuff out of them trucks and they just threw it on the side of the road and back of these apartments. They just took it out and threw all this trash on the side of the fucking road in the back of these apartments. Like, they took the U-Haul stuff out, and they just put it on the side of the road. They got, like, fucking furniture sitting here on the side of the road. Like, further back at the dead end part, there's, like, a little wooded area, and they just threw all that trash up in there. And they just left it. And you know what's crazy? I noticed that here for the past month or so, they ain't been showing up. And them U-Hauls been stacking up back there, too. I wonder if a certain corporation, not a corporation, a certain federal agency decided to pay a visit to Texas. It wasn't me, but it does make me wonder if they're not already here in Texas.
Maria Cantwell and Bob Ferguson, they're Marxists. They're socialists.
Oh shit!
Patty Murray's added on 36. Has been in office 36 years. It's time for these people to go.
36.
Thank you.
If Trump get this to Trump, Because it's time for y'all to come to Washington. It's not
So they just honestly, you know what? There should be, you know what we should have? The Steve Miller McDonald's audit.
What is
Steve Miller goes to McDonald's, live streams it, or it gets recorded, and if the person there can't fucking speak English, they call him in. Oh my god!
Oh shit! What'd you get?
It's Portland. It's not just Portland, and don't just go to Seattle because they've pushed everybody to the
We'll
suburbs.
have to check it.
You guys are gonna have to start going to the suburbs.
Thanks, man. You didn't gotta get me nothing.
When you go to the inner city, go to the entire county, all the surrounding counties.
Yeah.
Because they pushed them out. So if ICE want to make a good sweep, yeah, don't stick in the inner cities. Start going out a little bit further. Go over to the next city, then the other city, the adjacent cities. Yeah, because that's where you're gonna find the ones like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of them gotta go.
It's not wrong. It's not
all
wrong.
of them. Round them all up. Anytime you gonna keep asking
Damn,
me,
bro.
Don't want a number.
Shit, thanks, Nigel. That looks good, man. I'm gonna enjoy wearing that shit on stream. Oh, you got the good one too. Oh, that's what's up, man. Thanks, Nigel. Oh, you know what's even great is that they just announced the new season of My Hero Academy. So like I'm gonna be able to wear that hoodie and watch it at the same time. It's gonna be great, bro. Oh hell yeah. Thank you so much, bro. You's a freaking G.
Man, people just had enough of this shit, huh?
Really?
So Russia now responding.
No way. How the fuck is Russia gonna warn us about our nuclear testing and they've been doing it for like a decade now?
For the U.S.
Like what?
To resume nuclear testing, with the Kremlin saying, quote, all countries are developing their defense systems. But
Oh shit, it's the reels again, how's it going? Can add you as a mod in my stream. I mean, if you want to add me as a mod, you can, but I'm not gonna add you as a mod because I really don't know you like that. The only person that I would add as a mod. Oh wait. Yeah, the only person that I would add as a mod would be God and a Fish. That'd be the only person. And Chad, if he ever turned 16. I mean, I'm sorry, if he ever turned 18.
But this is not a nuclear test. If someone
I wonder how
abandons
Chad
the
been doing. We
moratorium,
haven't seen Chad in a while.
Russia will act accordingly. Joining us now is retired four-star general, Fox News senior strategic analyst, chairman of the Institute of the Study for War, General Jack Keane. General, what's your reaction to the president saying what he said? Be the first time since '92 we test, and Russia's response.
I think that if I ever added anybody as a moderator, I'd probably pay them, honestly. Like if I had enough people watching that I had to have a moderator, I'd probably pay the moderator, to be completely honest.
Yeah, well, it's been speculation for years, Brian, that, you know, Russia and China are secretly testing nuclear warheads. Whether that's a fact or not remains to be seen. I mean, certainly Trump, our president, gets classified information, whether that's a reality or not. But I also think that what's likely happening here is Russia just recently announced that the testing of delivery systems, a cruise missile and an underwater drone, not the warhead, the delivery systems of a potential warhead itself. And the president may be reacting to something like that. Listen, where the president is on nuclear warheads and nuclear weapons is he wants to see a de-escalation of it. He wants to see a reduction of it. He's not looking for any escalation of this.
I get where Trump's coming from with this, and I understand why he wants to to resume the nuclear testing programs because most of these other countries are doing it anyway. They just aren't telling us that they're doing it. They're not openly stating that they're actively testing nuclear warheads, but we know they are. I mean, let's be honest here.
Whatsoever. And, you know, he's attempted to bring China and Russia together to work towards that end, and China has stiffed that process entirely. And as we all know, Russia is increasing their nuclear weapons, particularly.
And Russia would, because they're currently trying to take over the Ukrainian land. So, of course, Russia would be doing something to, you know, be ready for World War III, if anything.
Tactical nuclear weapons. So I think more to follow on here on the pathway ahead.
President says, I give it a 12 out of a 1 to 10 scale. His meeting with President Xi. They didn't really bring up Taiwan. I know that's a big focus of our war games and our worries. We got Japan and South Korea to commit to spending more on defense. How would you rate, from what we know, how would you rate the trip?
Yeah, I would give it pretty high marks. I mean, the whole trip itself, and also with President Xi. I mean, President Trump walked into that meeting with Xi as the undisputed world's global leader, a position that President Xi has stated time and time again that they want to replace the United States as the world's global leader. And there's no doubt that President Trump has his wind at his back in this thing. Look at China's partner, a major partner in Iran, has been set back for years by Israel and the United States. And look at Russia. And they're in their fourth year of the war. They haven't taken a major city since 22. They've gained 0.6% in the last year. They're taking over a much more weakened position for the last 24 hours. The one thing I would say about the temporary truce here and the reduction in the tensions, President Xi in the past has failed to come through with his promises, much like Putin. Fentanyl, 7 years ago, made a deal to reduce it. Didn't happen. A number of years ago, in the first Trump negotiation with him, he agreed to purchase American products to the tune of $500 billion. He came up short, $211 billion. He's made more promises here with fentanyl.
It kind of seems like he doesn't take the U.S. government serious, is what it really sounds like to me.
More promises with purchasing and the like.
It kind of says quite a bit.
To see if he keeps his promises. And certainly the Trump administration is very
I would imagine that Trump is used to him not keeping his promises, so what he's probably going to do here is he's going to want Xi to keep his promise, but he's going to plan for him not to. I feel like that's exactly what's going to go on here.
Aware of the shortcomings coming out of
Venezuela. They blew.
Well, I don't think on board that can do damage on land to the people supporting Maduro, the elites.
Let me use the bathroom real quick. Bad. Okay, be back. You know what I didn't do? I didn't check to see if there was any other news. Head over to Fox right quick. Completely forgot to do that.
As a result of the government shutdown, nearly 37,000 Veterans Affairs employees are either furloughed or working without pay. And while the military is expected to be paid today, if the shutdown is still in effect on November 15th, those members won't likely receive their next paycheck. VA Secretary Doug Collins joins me now. Mr. Secretary, we're talking about 37,000 VA employees that are either furloughed or working without pay. Tell us about these real people that this shutdown is impacting.
Oh, these are real everyday people, Carly. It's just, I mean, the stories keep just piling up, and the hypocrisy right now seeming of the Senate Democrats to continue this charade. Like John Fetterman said it best the other night. He had voted for 14 or 15 times for the Biden CR. This is the same one that these same Democrats put forward, and yet now they've moved the goalpost to talk about something else that could be handled in a different way. But real stories here, real stories of folks, 37,000 people. I've got cemetery workers who are showing up, making sure that our veterans get the proper honored burial that they deserve, and they're working without pay. And I had a family just the other day came in and they was wondering, are they going to be able to have their funeral? And my cemetery director told, we will stop at nothing to make sure your veteran, your family member is honored. That's the kind of commitment that my folks at the VA have right now. And
It's sad that the individual people have to pull their stuff together because the government can't get its shit together for its own veterans. That makes me sick to my fucking stomach.
Sad that
What the fuck is wrong with these people, man? I ain't even gonna call them Democrats because I don't even give a shit. Like, what is wrong with you as a human being? What's wrong with you?
Without pay.
Wow. Well, there are some services that have also stopped. So tell us about that.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit if you're a Republican or a Democrat or a fucking far leftist, far rightist, fucking activist. I don't give a shit. Like, think about what you're doing and how it's affecting people.
This is really concerning. One of the biggest issues we have in veterans.
It's the only thing they have because they lost everything else. Is they're going to sit here and fuck over American people again with this? God damn.
Especially the propensity of death by suicide.
I gotta stop cursing. I got to be better than these people. I got to stop cursing. I said it in a comment. I was going to do better. I'm going to do better. No cursing.
Is that transition time out of the military into civilian world. And right now, our VRE, our vocational rehab and education, is completely shut down. So helping them get into new jobs, getting them the tools, getting them the money to start new businesses, those kind of things, is completely shut down. And those are piling up into the tens of thousands right now of requests that are going to go unanswered because they can't get, we can't get the money and the help to them as we go forward. As you look at this, now let me make sure that everybody still understands, because I want to make sure this is clear. Our hospitals, our clinics, disability benefits are all being done. So if you need your health care and you need your appointments there, your surgeries, those are all being done. But all these other things where we're actually trying to help veterans, start new lives, get those are all being affected by this. There's also another issue starting this weekend is there's 1.2 million veterans that are going to be affected by the SNAP benefit cut.
Yeah.
And I think that's just, they need to understand as well.
Exactly. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. All the while, government workers a lot of these lawmakers are still getting paid. You used to be a member of Congress. The longest shutdown was 35 days. We're now at 31. How does this one end?
Jesus.
That's a great question. I hope they just get to the table and understand, like I said, that many of the Democrats understand this is still.
We're 4 days away from the longest government shutdown in history.
CR. The appropriations process on the Hill is broken. But the Democrats now are using this broken process to hold up their own bill in many ways. Republicans offered a clean CR, just get us through the next few months so we can actually deal with these issues. Then, unfortunately, the five that are still remaining in the Senate have refused to do so. So this continues the pain inflicted. What really bothers me the most is the comments that are coming out, especially like from the number 2 House Democrat, Ms. Clark, who said, we're not going to give up the pain because that's our leverage. People are not leverage, Carly. These are people who need to be paid. We have political differences.
That's crazy that the people that are saying that are keeping this going because they're using it. That's what really kind of makes me sick about this, is that they are using this as leverage because they've lost everything else in the government because of their piss poor decisions. They had 4 years to prove what they could do for the U.S. people, and they ended up fucking us into a hole so damn deep, it's going to take us generations to get out of. And now this is the last-ditch effort. And yet again, all they're doing is hurting American people to push their stupid-ass narratives and agendas. This is just sick.
ways to solve that, but this is time to get out of this in a big way.
Yeah, well, the government shutdown needs to end soon so we get those services, all services back up and running, and those workers.
What they need to do when they do this, whenever they decide, whenever they finally, come to the table and wheel and deal, they need to make this a permanent thing where this never happens again. So that way, the next time a full government gets it where they need to be, they don't have to sit here and worry about this. It's just done. They don't have any leverage on the current government.
VA Secretary Doug Collins, thank you for joining us.
It's disgusting, dude. It's disgusting. And you got to worry about burying veterans because they're not getting paid. It's fucking disgusting.
New Yorkers gearing up for Election Day as brand new Fox News Republican Curtis Sliwa's organization decided to back Mamdani. Before next week's election, Fernando Mateo, co-founder of the United Bodegas of America, resigning after that organization decided to back Mamdani.
Damn.
The president announcing that endorsement earlier
The
this
chairman did not like that, huh?
Watch.
We are proud to stand by beside Sohrang Mamdani, a candidate who understands the struggle of everyday New Yorkers. Together, we want to build a New York City that is affordable for everyone. One is our concern to be safe in our bodegas, because be safe in our bodegas is not only the bodega, it's about our community.
Here to weigh in is the founder and president of the Bodega and Small Business Group, Frank Marte. Frank, thanks for coming in. Let's pick it up right there with safety. Respond to that endorsement of Mamdani, citing safety as one of the reasons. What do you think is going to happen to safety here in the Big Apple if Mamdani wins?
Well, if Mamdani wins, we're going to have a big problem with the safety, because remember that he was one of who created the problems that we are facing now with the unsafety. He was one of the ones that supported defund the police, not prosecuting, not press charge to the criminals. So we're going to have a huge problems. I don't know how my friend got convinced to say that when all of the bodegueros, they feel that they were betrayed by someone that's supposed to represent it, and they know the problem that we have been facing with the public safety. That's our number.
Can you actually, like, I'm so confused about that. So if you're here, do you have to be do you have to be born in America to run as a governor or in the government or in the state government or whatever? See, that's bullshit. See, I feel like you have to I feel like if you're going to run in a government position, you have to be born in America. Cuz like and the reason why is I see this and I'm like, those are not American flags. Why the fuck are those not American flags? Like, the decisions that you make in a government position, shouldn't they be American decisions? That doesn't, like, at all concern you that this guy is probably not even from this country and he's getting in a place of political power? That's pretty goddamn concerning.
Problem that we have been facing with the public safety. That's our number one concern that we have.
I think you're questioning of why somebody who's a friend of yours in your business, bodega owners, issued an endorsement like that, especially on safety, but also on money, also on the economy. And look at this poll. I think this may be somewhat telling. According to the Fox News poll, 47% of New Yorkers think that Mamdani would do a better job with the cost of living as much.
Destroy the small business and the New York, he will create.
That's crazy. Here it is. So we covered this yesterday, and like always, it blew up.
I made a video talking about the Neo robot, which was this Jetsons level technology that was fundamentally a household chore bot. And I've always been skeptical when the claim is made that it's right around the corner, because you hear that for every piece of tech ever, and then half of it
It's like the guy said in the video, it's AI slop. It's not AI, it's a robot slop.
Fizzles into the fucking ether, just falls into the back rooms, never to be seen again. But now, 10 months later, I got a bunch of egg on my face because the Neo robot is here. And it's affordably priced. It's a very cost-conscious $20,000 for the household chore bot. You're losing money not buying this thing.
Sure.
It can do so much. Kind of. To a certain extent. It does chores. Now, Marcus Brownlee just made a video kind of going over his qualms with this robot, and I think he brings up a lot of good points. Points that I also briefly mentioned when even just talking about this from a conceptual standpoint, even before the price was revealed and even before they showed its actual capabilities here with chores. It is just... I don't see a world where it makes sense to own this, even if you do just have $20,000 shoved in your fucking prison wallet. If you got $20,000 floating in your colon and you're looking to get it out, I think there are significantly better uses for it.
I wouldn't use $20,000 on this robot simply because you pretty much have to give up your privacy to have this robot walk around your house. Now, if they wanted to pay the people, because it's an AI learning tool, so like the brain is AI, so it learns based on repetition, and they're going to use that in future projects that they're going to do with this robot, right? So why would you charge $20,000 for somebody, like it's $500 a month. There's a payment plan, which by the way is more than a payment that I've paid less on vehicles. Seriously, I've paid less per month on a brand new vehicle. So you let this robot in, and then somebody it's not autonomous, somebody controls it and trains the AI to do the tasks. And for the most part, from what I can tell, is that it stays that way. But they're training the AI to make future versions, I guess. But my issue with it is like, why wouldn't you pay people to let it into their houses so that way you can train it to essentially make $1 billion business? It makes no sense for you to try and gouge people $20K for a robot that doesn't even work, and then market it as something that's autonomous, and it's not even close or remotely to autonomous. And then on top of that, because it has to tap into the internet, what if someone hijacks your internet and decides to burn down your house? Like people jack into people's Wi-Fi all the time. Not to mention that it's got 2 cameras, so it could literally violate your privacy. It can pick up checks and then like, or like even your ID and steal your information. Like it's just, I feel like because they're trying to charge $20,000 for this robot, it's going to ruin the entire thing. It just makes no sense.
Buying the Neo robot.
So meet Neo, potentially the most futuristic product we've ever seen. This thing is a full-fledged humanoid robot, 5'6", 66 pounds, 4-hour battery life, self-charging, and it lives in your house. It's finally here.
Now, 10 months ago, the design of the robot looked fundamentally the same, and I think they do still have similar faces. Back then, the main one I saw looked like Shaka from One Piece, or it looked like fucking Dynamo from Deadlock. Now they have like those 2 little eyeballs and like a leather mask there. It almost kind of just looks like Jason Voorhees' mask to a certain extent on this thing's face.
It looks like Isaac. It looks like Isaac from the Orville. Let me see if I can find it. That's what it looks like. It looks just like Isaac from the Orville. Let me see. Oh shit. God damn it. Ah, come on. I don't care about the actor. Let me make sure there's no like, okay, yeah. See that's what he looks like. He looks just like Isaac. Oh my god, all this garbage. That's what he looks like to me. There it is.
And I think having it be 5'6" is obviously the best possible decision you can make. That is the optimal height. I think most human beings would like to spec into that if they could choose their height. Luckily, I was blessed with 5'6" naturally.
Yes, sir. Speak it, gamer Jesus. Everyone wants to be 5'6". I was blessed with it, so I don't have to worry about it either. But yes, I agree.
I wasn't, needed to be created in a lab to achieve that.
That's right, man.
But I understand why they went with 5'6" at the very least. And the rest of the specs here sound pretty good.
It's a housekeeper. It has the same dexterity as a human because it's shaped just like a human.
And it also has to be controlled by a human.
Walks around on 2 legs, has 10 fingers.
I'm not gonna lie, the tendons, the technology that makes the robot move, and that it's not gears, it's like actual like tendons that pull. That's impressive. Like, mad hats off to that.
It can fold laundry and put it away for you, or it can do the dishes for you from start to finish and then put everything away. It can go around and water the plants outside or inside on a perfect schedule, and it never forgets a single plant. And then it'll go around and vacuum and tidy up the house.
Not to mention that it can't even fold clothing correctly.
So if anything gets left out, it always knows where everything is. It can find the TV remote, and it'll basically actively do all the chores that you know you have to do, but you
Such bullshit.
It's the chores you don't usually feel like doing for 20,000 clams. So it'll go do these things to varying degrees of success, but it will do them, and then it goes and then chains itself to your wall. It goes and plugs itself in and charges itself. That's really about all that it does. Except, of course, for those little JoJo Siwa dance moves you saw it do there. The goal is to... Now, a lot of them just want, this robotic servant to do it. It's aiming to help elderly or disabled individuals whom these kind of activities are more difficult for. Price to try and help there. And I imagine, as Marques Brownlee also points out towards the end of the video, that's not going to be a demographic that's really, enthusiastic about being an early...
You have to keep in mind that, like, the people that are elderly like that, usually they're already taking a form of governmental assistance, so they have nurses that come and check on them daily and do stuff like this. You don't need a robot to do this. That's another problem. Like, if your primary goal is to get this for older people, the thing is that if you're rich enough that you can afford this robot, you're either already on governmental assistance and they've got a nurse that comes out and does all this for you, or you're not gonna buy this. Like, you're just not. You're gonna actually hire somebody. Why would you buy something like this? It's stupid. Their reason behind it makes no sense.
Adopter of this, because basically you're guinea pigging this thing. This is so new. This is such brand new technology. It's still pretty primitive here. You are beta testing it for a $20,000 buy-in.
Exactly.
But there are, admittedly, other options that are less than 20K. Like, if you want to rent it, from what I can tell, there's, like, monthly installments you can do. But even still, it is extremely expensive for this.
This is available to order? This feels like it could be the best tech announcement of all time.
That's the thing, is that it was absolutely too good to be true.
Except, this isn't real.
You know what is real, though? The Starforge solo leveling collab. Starforge... Now just an idea that you are pre-ordering with the hope that it will be delivered when they say it is. But that's not the only thing that makes this not real.
My issue with this product is the gap between what it's actually capable of today and what they're promising as they take your money today. Like, I think when people watch a video like this, they expect that this robot has some sort of built-in artificial intelligence that allows it to recognize objects and navigate around on its own and learn your house and be productive for those hours while you're gone. And that, I think, would be a reasonable thing to get out of watching that video, because that's what it's designed to show. That's what you're supposed to feel. That's the dream.
He is exactly right. When you watch these showcases, what they're selling you on is a pipe dream. But what you're getting is the crack pipe. You watch these videos and you're under the impression that this robot has the ability to like recognize things in space and accomplish these tasks, like Sonny from iRobot or something, like what you've seen in movies throughout the decades, where this is a robot in like the truest sense of the word that you picture up here in your noodle, and that this has like some kind of AI driven components that are able to somehow like, you know, figure things out for itself so it can do your chores. But that is not the reality of what is actually being done here to get the robot to accomplish these tasks.
But that's not actually what's happening. So Joanna Stern, the legend, she did a video with this Neo robot also this week where the company showed her all of the things that it could do. And turns out 100% of the things that they showed her were remotely controlled by a human in another room wearing a VR headset with controllers. That's not exaggerating. 100% of the stuff they showed her. The carrying things around, the loading up the dishwasher. I mean, look at this thing.
What's crazy is that they waited until the ass end of an hour presentation to show this. It looks like the robot even broke its finger here whenever it was trying to close it, you know?
Different than what most people expect from...
And you know why? Because it was the way they marketed it. It was a scam. It was absolutely false advertisement.
Robot. It is not doing these things itself per se. It is being teleoperated by someone wearing a headset and everything to control it themselves. So it's basically acting like...
It doesn't make any sense for you to make a business that sells $20,000 robots. It would have made more sense for you to come up with a business where you can hire someone for $500 a month and they go out and help you. That would have made way more fucking sense than if you were like, it makes no sense for you to pay money for a robot that has to be controlled autonomously anyway. The person is better off just going to your home. It makes no sense. What's the point?
An extension of their body. They're playing a VR game in your household as your butler, basically. It is not a robot in the way that you think of it. So what you're doing is you're paying $20,000 for someone to come into your house in a robot skin suit. That's basically it. And like very stiffly, like the Tin Man, walk around and very slowly go through simple chores laboriously. Like even something like loading the dishwasher is a Herculean effort here for the Neo robot. And it is being controlled by a human being in the first place. The Neo robot is just the conduit for it. It is just, I think it is very misleading for people that are just going to see this robot do things and not understand that it's not the robot itself doing them. It is a human being that is controlling it outside of that robot.
And I see a lot of people defending this robot online like, oh, no, there's probably other things that it can do autonomously. They just didn't show her yet. Really?
Yeah, it is the start of something. That is true. I do like where this is going. I hope that it actually goes somewhere, though, you know?
You don't think they would show her the best stuff that this could do autonomously to keep selling the dream?
Fucking exactly. There's always crazy cope from people that are so desperate to defend, like, massive corporations.
They're so desperate to defend anything.
For no reason, man. I don't get it. How do we live in an age where people are willing to fight tooth and nail, doing free PR for companies that don't give a fuck about them in the first place, don't even know they exist? They're just a piggy bank hoping to stick their dick in at some point. I don't understand where that delusion's even coming from. This is them coming out here and trying to put the best foot forward for this product to try and sell the dream, like Marques Brownlee mentions. Why would they not show everything it can do autonomously? That makes no sense. That'd be the stupidest fucking marketing move ever.
Because it can't do anything autonomously. That's why. It can't. There's no way.
Now, he mentions that there are two things in that video that it does label as autonomously performed. One of them was opening a door for a guest, and the other was transporting a cup. Other than that, everything was teleoperated. That's so night and day from what people perceive this robot to be.
Yep.
It is not capable, or at least it doesn't seem like it's capable of doing the vast majority of your chores autonomously. It needs to be teleoperated to accomplish those
And it
tasks.
still can't even do it correctly. Like, do you really want some guy that could possibly be in a foreign country folding your underwear? Or your wife's underwear? And the fact that that's like a camera feed constantly in your house that walks around that could be taken over at any point, that's a terrifying prospect. That's an awful prospect to even like remotely think about.
So basically, you're paying $20,000 for real steel, like Hugh Jackman's real steel, but instead of like Hugh Jackman boxing and having the robot throw punches, it's Hugh Jackman cleaning piss off of your toilet bowl, and it's the
Now we might be into something. Maybe it is like real steel. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. You know, I could get down with that.
robot mimicking it in your household. I highly recommend you watch his full video here because he does a great job breaking it down and also going through the footage from Joanna, who was the one that got all of this information.
By the way, the little piss stains that made the fucking robot, like the actual video that we watched yesterday, copyrighted most of that content because they know that the more it spreads, the worse it looks.
And showcase
Fucking
what
assholes.
this thing can actually do. It's extremely interesting. These earlier, the Neo can
unknown number of years to hopefully maybe someday achieve that dream. There are obviously a lot of
I was really hoping that I would see it in my lifetime, but I don't know if I will.
downsides to this robot. You know, it's too small and weak to carry anything super heavy.
As a petite, fun-sized 5'6" man, I took great offense to him saying that right there about the robot. Too small and weak to carry anything heavy. Brother, I can carry some of the heaviest shit in Florida. I'm gonna chalk that one up to maybe he just, got a little lost in the sauce there. It has nothing to do with the robot being 5'6" or anything like that. It looks like it hasn't been hitting the gym. That's all. But do the task to collect that data to improve it down the
Charlie,
line.
man. Charlie. He sure is something.
You're looking live at Gary, Indiana, about 30 miles south of Chicago, where at any moment, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem, alongside other immigration officials, will give an update on ICE's Operation Midway Blitz, which Border Patrol Commander Greg Bavino has deemed wildly successful. And that comes despite Democratic opposition. Hello, everyone. This is Outnumbered. I'm Kaylee McEnany here with my co-host, Harris Faulkner. Also joining us, Kennedy, host of the Kennedy Saves the World podcast, Donna Rotuno, Fox News contributor and criminal defense attorney, and Paul Morrow, you know him, Fox News contributor, attorney, and retired NYPD inspector.
Damn.
All this comes as DHS is warning of unprecedented violence against ICE officers. Look at this, as death threats against them have skyrocketed to over 8,000% compared to last year. Just look here at this video on your screen. Officers are being assaulted by people throwing rocks at their heads.
They already got those losers too.
Their bodies and bicycles. This is just the tip of the iceberg.
Mhm.
Meet Eduardo Aguilar, a Mexican national hit.
Got that little bitch too.
Another example for the killing or kidnapping of
Mexican cartel bounties. Oh yeah, we got bounties.
high-ranking officials. Here's another example. This is anti-ICE caller who wishes for law enforcement agents to get doxxed.
You know, it's always the bad guys who need masks, not the good ones. I hope every one of those lawless who call ICE officers get doxxed one by one, and they get the public shaming they deserve.
Man, well, the DHS recently put out a statement defending these ICE agents, stating, quote, from bounties placed on their heads for their murders, threats to their families, stalking and doxing online, our officers are experiencing an unprecedented level of violence and threats against them and their families. This violence...
They're just people doing what they're told. These law enforcement officers are doing what the U.S. government is telling them to do. They are doing their jobs. If you have a problem with them doing their jobs, take it up with the Supreme Court. If you have a problem with them doing their jobs, stop throwing rocks at stuff because you're going to catch a felony and you're not going to be able to fucking vote. Wait until 3 years is up, and then in 3 years, you guys can all come together and try to vote this out. But for right now, violence is not your option. The mass has decided that Trump's immigration is what they want. And that's what they're getting. That's what they want.
Against law enforcement must
Attacking these poor people, these cops, and these ICE agents, it's not going to solve anything. It's going to make more laws be put into place, harsher laws be put into place, and then on top of that, you're losing people because you keep attacking people and you keep losing your right to vote as a felon.
And meet Kat Abugazala, a 26-year-old self-branded influencer running for Congress as a Democrat in Illinois. You can see her right there in pigtails at an anti-ICE protest last month at Illinois' Broadview facility, blocking a police cruiser from lawfully doing their job. She's now been charged for, quote, assaulting, resisting, and impeding a federal law enforcement officer
there it is.
in the performance of their duties. Abugazala is pushing back on the charges brought against her, calling her indictment, quote, political prosecution.
This is a political prosecution and a gross attempt to silence dissent, a right protected under the First Amendment. This case is a major push by the Trump administration to criminalize protest and punish anyone who speaks out against them.
I mean, Paul, just looking over some of the court filings of what's happening in Illinois, you find damaged federal property, blocking means of ingress and egress, ramming occupied law enforcement vehicles, slashing tires, threatening and doxing officers. All of the other examples we just showed, there seems to be an attack on ICE.
Listen, this one's not that complicated, all right? The laws are in place. ICE is out there to enforce the laws that are on the books. The previous administration let in 12 million unvetted, and they're trying to clean it up. If you break the law, you got to accept the consequences. What kills me is that they go do this stuff, they tweet it out to virtue signal, and then they're shocked when ICE IDs them and shows up and says, hey, you broke the law, you got to go, that's it. Here's the thing that I think we can use to advance the story, and this is important. You got to map the networks. The quick one-and-done arrest, and then the judges give them a slap on the wrist, and out they go. That is ineffective. This is the point of the spear of the whole Soros ecosystem. Now, these are the same crews that tore apart our campuses, that destroyed the cities during the 2020 Summer of Love. It's all the same ecosystem. You got to map that ecosystem.
And the issue is that instead of nipping this in the butt whenever it started, they allowed it to spiral into this craziness. That's the issue. That's the real problem right there, is they allowed it to continue and continue and continue, and now it's this. They should have stopped this years ago.
I hope the feds are building a very fulsome database to ID everybody, trace the money, because that's so important here.
It is. Whenever they got rid of, I was at one organization that like the money stopped for LA. They stopped rioting and doing all this crazy shit. It completely stopped. So the money's coming from somewhere. Who's paying for it?
These networks going forward, because that's how you get the big conspiracy charges. That's how you cut this stuff off at the root. And I'm going to tell you something else that they absolutely hate that I don't think has been leveraged enough. The only guy doing it is Andy No on X. You got to put up their mugshots. You got to expose them. They hate that because they all want to do this stuff. It's performative. They had their fun day in the field. Then they go back to East Cupcake and they live their lives and they get married and they have kids and they talk about their wild days when they were kids. No, this should follow their lives.
I agree.
Because if you're going to attack ICE agents, you can attack.
If you're going to attack law enforcement, you don't need to be in this country, period. That's really how I think and feel. Most police officers, they dedicate their lives to protecting and serving the community. They're a bad apple, sure. Yeah, sure. But at the end of the day, a lot of them want to do good for the community. And a lot of them understand that it takes a special kind of person to be law enforcement. And when you just go out and attack because you see a badge and a gun, and you know that they're not going to do anything to you, that makes it 100 times worse. Like, in my opinion, if you want to sit here and attack our law enforcement our American law enforcement, you don't need to be here. I don't think they should protect you. That's my honest opinion. You want to sit here and be belligerent with officers, and you want to, try to hurt police officers, and they've done you nothing, and they're just trying to help you. You either need to be deported, or you shouldn't be. You should just be locked up. You should just be locked up forever. Period. No question about it. Just stay in jail, because they can't sit here and micromanage you and deal with this. And we want to be protected and safe in a society where we're giving up so much of our money to taxes. The least they can do is protect us and keep these people where they belong, which is in jail.
Agents with bricks.
How is it so hard to not be violent?
Especially if you're an illegal.
I've been alive for 30 years. I have been through abuse. I have scraped and clawed my way through every square inch of my fucking life. A lot of them days I didn't have electricity. A lot of them days I didn't have a fucking house. A lot of them days I never did drugs. Like, you can come up with every excuse in the world to do bad. Like, my mom was an alcoholic. My dad was a drug abuser. I didn't go to drugs. I didn't turn to alcohol. Like, you could find every excuse in the world to do bad, but it takes a real person that wants to do good in their life to just stay on the right path. Why is it so hard?
Be one and done. I should stay with you.
I got to stay away from East Cupcake if that's where they're all heading back.
Or is that a place with good cupcakes?
Yeah, well, if that's the case, I'm heading there. This is Governor Pritzker. Here's what he had to say. This is the real villain who he has to keep tabs on.
The courts and the Congress can eventually hold people accountable. It is imperative that none of the impropriety, brutality, and harassment perpetrated upon our people goes unnoticed. Every instance of
this man back here is completely soulless. He's just going with the flow.
Abuse, of law breaking, or
Blink!
And violations of rights.
Jesus.
Needs to be documented and archived.
I mean, Donna, it sounds like he's keeping documents on ICE, the people protecting themselves from lawbreakers.
It's unbelievable. From the people who have let criminals go are now all of a sudden worried about criminals who are trying to do the right thing. I mean, this is just absolutely crazy. Trying to turn around what's happening out there and making it look as if the good guys are the ones causing the problems. I mean, this is just unreal.
I don't think it's a matter of good and bad. I don't think there are any good people or bad people. I think there are a bunch of people that are trying to do their job, and you're impeding that. It's just like a foreign country whenever the U.S. military invades. I don't see there being good and bad. I see people that are trained and hired to do a job, which if you're a strike team, it's to strike. And sure, the families of the people that get killed, it sucks. It's not fun for anybody, but it's what they're hired to do, and there's no good and bad. That's just how it is. That's the way the world works.
You cannot keep a city safe.
And we got to learn how to get along.
You cannot keep a state safe and allow this to go on. You have to remove these people. And since when have we started to say it's okay to let this go by without saying these are laws that are being broken, laws that we have to look at and say we must enforce them? Because if we don't, this is what happens. And this idea that the woman running in Illinois is being politically prosecuted, no, she is standing in front of a vehicle, impeding that vehicle from moving. That is a crime. You don't get to just say...
Yeah, exactly. To be quite frank, they should pass new laws that make it to where if you forcibly push, or if you put your hands on a moving vehicle that's an ICE vehicle, and they should automatically just put you for 5 years in prison. It's ridiculous. I don't even understand how we could even be dealing with this. So here we go. I'm happy to announce Pokemon's BS did not work.
Pokemon has had their patent rejected by the Japanese Patent Office.
patent office.
This is a giant win for Power World and a huge step in their.
I hope Power World countersues them and wins all of it. I hope they fucking make that shit company go bankrupt.
Between Nintendo, Pokemon Company, and Pal World, and their attempt to dominate Pokemon and Nintendo, their attempt to dominate.
I know you're not going to watch this Legal Mindset. I know you're not. And I'm not trying to call you out for anything. Oh, it's me. Never mind. It's me. It's me. There.
The Pocket Monster genre.
There we go.
Of course, we're going to.
Just ignore me.
Talk about that in the Legal Mindset. We teach you to be your own judge. I'm Andrew Esquire. This is a fast facts version.
If you don't know who Legal Mindset is, please check him out. He loves to show us his big PPs, his PowerPoints. Good stuff. Check him out. He's awesome like that.
The latest in legal news. If you like this format, make sure you like the video and leave a comment below. So let's get right into it. Let's get my PP right here. The Pokemon
patent big PP
rejected. So let's talk about this. As background, obviously, Nintendo and the Pokemon Company International are engaged in a vicious
Rip Bozo, Pokemon. Rip Bozo.
Fair campaign against Power World to corner the entire Pocket Monster genre. So they're trying to
patent office, seriously.
Go after this entire genre, and they're trying to lock this down entirely. The lawsuit is for patent infringement, not copyrights. That's an important distinction. Oftentimes people go back to the character designs and go back to, okay, this character looks like this one. Well, that's not actually what this is for. What this is for patent infringement, which is for the...
I don't think they can sue for copyright because the characters are different enough that it just can't happen. There's enough change with each character that it just so happens to squeak outside of the copyright. And then also, China's copyright things, they suck. They don't mix and match with America's copyright stuff at all. So
mechanics that underlie the systems. So saying, hey, this system is similar, that's the problem, not necessarily the design or the art. Now, of course, some of the art does play into certain elements, and we'll get into that. But the case is currently in the Tokyo District Court. This is a Japanese case.
That's right. They're like baseball and softball. They look alike, but they're completely different. That's correct. That's right. Yeah.
Although there are related U.S. patents.
I'd imagine, though, if they had a Pikachu pal that looked exactly like Pikachu holding an AK, they'd have a problem with that.
What happens in the U.S. is related to that. But the patents generally in Japan are reviewed by the Japanese Patent Office, the JP. Just now, reject that, essentially saying, hey, this is not doing anything new. This is doing something that has been done before. And the Patent Office themselves cited older games such as Ark, Monster Hunter 4, Craftopia, Kantai Collection, shout out there, and Pokemon Go itself. Literally, Pokemon got owned by Pokemon Go. That's how bad it is. That's how bad it is here. And it suggests that Power World isn't just copying Nintendo or Pokemon, but there's decades of established game mechanics that are underlying what's going on here. So this complicates Pokemon's situation greatly, as another patent was derived from this denied patent. This is what I've called, what we've talked about in this channel as divisional patents. I talked about this previously in my coverage of Pokemon versus Power World, and this is a legal strategy. So I know this looks complicated and there's a lot of kanji here, but what you got to pay attention to is this is the one that was denied. So this patent was denied. Why is that important? This is important because there's another patent that was divided off of the one that's denied. So now this one that was divided off is under scrutiny, right?
Ooh.
So this patent has been denied. This one's gone. So now this one definitely in trouble. And even this one, the parent patent, you got to go back and ask some questions. Wait a second. Is this completely legit? Because if this part of the patent is illegit, then maybe a larger part of this is not legitimate as well. So there's a lot of questions this brings up.
So if that patent falls through, then the rest of these fall through. That's really cool.
Legitimacy of the other patents, right? Is it a silver bullet that takes out everything? No. Does it severely damage their legal strategy, and does it send Pokemon looking for excuses and looking for other things? Yes, absolutely it does. So this is a pocket pair W without any holding it back at all. And the interesting thing, and this is a very fun unknown factor, and perhaps we'll get confirmation one way or another at some point, but there was a mysterious third party. We do not know whether or not it was Palworld, right? Whether it was pocket pair. We don't know. It probably was, but we don't know. They filed examples with the JPO, the Japanese Patent Office, of prior artwork. And the Japanese Patent Office let everyone know that it was the filing of this prior art which led to the rejection of the patent.
Beautiful, whoever did that. W. Seriously, W.
This is excellent. So this gives us a template for fighting Nintendo. So whenever Nintendo
You do that legal mindset. You do that. You do that behind closed doors. You get them.
These patents, well, people can go, third parties can go to the Japanese Patent Office and, give them proof. Say, hey, here's why you should not grant this patent, because they're just absolutely picking off the past. This is nothing new. And this definitely opens up the scrutiny of other Nintendo patents, not even just Pokemon, but just more broadly Nintendo. There's probably a lot of mechanics that they're trying to lock down.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
In general, overall, that they really don't have any right to. And there's an extensive list of
really fun is that a lot of these mechanics can't be patented now, thank God. Because a lot of them are from prior studios or people that no longer are either alive, or the studio itself is no longer a thing. So they can't patent it for that reason. And because, a lot of these mechanics go all the way back to, the origin of gaming's, on arcade systems. So they can't patent it even if they wanted to, because they're not the original owner of it. Thank God.
So use the same...
Pokemon wasn't even the original thing that came out. It was called something else. And it was before Pokemon, and it wasn't made by Pokemon either. It was made by a different company.
Mechanics which Pokemon is trying to monopolize. We had Ark, Tomb Raider, Zelda, Titanfall, Rune Factory 5, and those are ones that were cited by Palworld, that even Palworld brings up. But Palworld also argued that mods are also a good reason why there's prior art that should be considered. And, that's something that I think is very, very important, especially since Nintendo refuses to acknowledge mods as art, right? So they're saying, hey, mods are not actually art. They're something that is that is really just derivative, and therefore we're not going to actually allow that. And if you're asking, am I updating my PowerPoint due to typos in mid recording? Yes, I am actually doing.
Hey, that's
that.
Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that, brother.
There we go. Got it back there. Palworld's arguing that mods like Pixelmon in Minecraft, Nukamon, Fallout 4 are prior art, and Nintendo refuses to confirm that mods are art. Of course, the court is not going to care whether or not they confirm that or deny that. Nintendo can say whatever they want to say. They're going to look at that, the court, and it's going to say this has been done before. And that's the lack of an inventive step. And that's where they got in trouble in the past, and that's where a lot of their other patents can also have issues. In a conclusion, Japanese judges are going to defer strongly to the finding of the patent examiners. So the patent examiners are really the ones that are the technical experts or the specialists. So that's not good for Pokemon. The judges are not going to strongly go against the JPO unless there's a strong reason why they should go against the JPO. Pokemon has already modified one of their patents during the middle of the lawsuit. That is extremely desperate. Imagine that. You're in the middle of a lawsuit, and the whole point of the lawsuit is the validity of the patents and patent infringement. But how is the judge supposed to decide what's been infringed upon if even you don't know what's being infringed upon?
It's because they're making their patents so fucking vague so they can sue as many companies as possible that they're literally hurting themselves by doing this, because they know, and that's kind of a dead giveaway is that they didn't make the original concepts of it. That's the problem. And they know that.
Think about that. You're like, well, what is it that you're actually suing for? And you change the whole basis mid-suit. It just doesn't make much sense. So That's what's going on here. Now, Pokemon is also, and this is the rumor, the scuttlebutt, and I know the Pokemon people will be crawling out of the woodwork to come.
What's really crazy is that the lady that we saw a video on her, she is big on taking people to court and holding them there to drain them of money. But the thing is like, you can't do that with something like Pal World because Pal World made a lot of money off their sales. They made millions off their sales. You can't do this to, like, this could single-handedly destroy the Pokemon franchise and Nintendo as a whole. If they think that they can just go around and start suing everybody in foreign countries, and these other countries start suing them back, they could lose a lot of money. This could ruin Nintendo. They need to be careful. This kind of shit will cannibalize Nintendo. And rightfully so, it should. That's what you fucking get. Greedy ass.
Comment on this one. But Pokemon is likely preparing a survival style Power World-ish spin-off, which is why they're trying to monopolize the genre, because they're not creative, because they're not doing new stuff. What they want to do is
they're still releasing games with PNG images as fucking buildings. It's disgusting and it's fucking stupid. Fuck off, Nintendo.
Power World and have the right to do that because they've kicked Power World out of the market. What they want to do is be a cheap Power World knockoff, right? And try to take over that side of the market by kicking out Power World, because Power World's already proved their concept. They proved that's a viable concept. So now they're trying to come into that market. I don't think that's smart. I still think that the best conclusion is still an amicable, a friendly settlement between Nintendo, between Pocket Pair and Pokemon Company International particularly. And I think that is all in the hands of Nintendo and the Pokemon Company. They're the ones that could decide to settle this, to end this, and that's the way it should go. But let me know what you guys think is going to happen in the comments below, and I will catch you on the
W legal mindset, like always, man. Bro's always slapping out bangers. Hell yeah. Oh, we got a Pokemon finally responds.
She got banned again.
Thank God. Is it permanent?
Banned again.
First thing, context, because this is a real clown show.
So she got banned, she got off in 24 hours, and then she got banned again. W Internet, keep putting that pressure on Twitch. Those fuckers are going to do their jobs whether they like it or not. Oh, and by the way, I'm happy to announce that Twitch had to lay off 500 employees. So,
She's holding this guy down. Real weird, like, sexual assault.
Whoa. Be careful throwing that word around, guy.
The person who was the victim right here says thank you.
This guy's literally saved me. I'm not even joking.
That's embarrassing for him as a guy. Why was you a bitch? Stop being a crybaby. You a pussy.
Any length of time that...
I don't understand how it's okay. How this is okay. I don't think I ever will understand how Twitch can allow this. His family was affected by this, and it affected him in his personal life in a way that is probably not fixable. And she's sitting here calling him a bitch. It's disgusting and sick.
She's banned for? That is not a permanent ban?
Nope. She was just unbanned after less than 2 days. And now people have found out she was streaming with Pokimane earlier this month.
My type is the obeying type. I need
That's right. We covered that yesterday.
Popular streamer Disguised Toast also came out accusing the person of SA.
Definitely should have said something in a moment and regret not doing so. Honestly, a little ashamed of myself for not speaking up, because I just know that if I ever spoke about it again in the future, people will say, well, you should have stopped it then. Nah, this bitch is crazy. Like, I can't believe that Twitch...
See, a lot of people don't understand. It's like, if you're doing like an IRL stream and you're doing it in the moment. So I think I know what this is referring to. I think it's referring to a moment where a guy was on like a massaging board and she walked up and started like... Because like on a massaging board, you have the pillow that goes around your head and your face is in the table. But he knew it was her because she started like practically like groping him on his butt and like other areas of his back. And he wanted to say something, but he didn't, because he just wanted to kind of get it over with, you know? and it's fucked. It's
didn't just like instant perma her.
And after Disguised Toast came out with his statement, Pokimane also posted something.
I've gotten a lot of comments asking me to speak on recent news, and I didn't tweet sooner because I felt like I should focus on the victims and the allegations, but it also feels wrong not saying anything. Sexual assault and harassment should be taken seriously regardless of the gender or the perpetrator of the victim. There's already so much shame associated with speaking out against these experiences, when in reality, a shame should lie with the abuser. If I'm ever slow to comment on things like this, it's because these situations bring up a lot of emotions from my past traumas, which I don't know if I'll share publicly.
Oh, quit playing the fucking victim card to make an announcement, bro. That is so irritating to me. Whenever you like try to use whatever bullshit to be like, well, my excuse is no.
Hope this makes my stance clear.
And now we are back to present day, shortly after Pokimane's and Toast's statement.
This means that the first time wasn't enough. As I said, sexual assault on an editor is okay, but when it happens to a streamer, now she gets banned again. This company has no principles and no guiding North Star of decision making. All they do is respond to vibes and clips on social media. Like, I can't even believe what's going on here. If she's back in another couple of days, watch a video why I'm moving Twitch, so people think it's another 24-hour ban. That will be crazy. This is a temporary ban. Man, basically now they've confirmed that they know that they have a person who has a repeated pattern. Like, at that point, like, you know that this is an issue. Yeah, they were going to ban the guy that went over and tried to kiss Amy for 30 days. They weren't even going to permaban him. I mean, really, at this point, maybe they should just make a category on Twitch, right? You know how they have, like, you know,
and call it the SA category.
You know, just chatting.
IRL SA.
Why don't they just make a category for sexual assault? At this point.
And call it IRL SA.
If you're that good with it, I mean, you might as well just put it on the website, right?
That's right.
I mean, damn. Just SA. Yeah, exactly. Mentioned in the Senate Judiciary Subcommittee hearing.
I think you saw this not only in the horrific assassination of Charlie, but in the reactions that came after. Blamed Charlie.
I hate that. Charlie Kirk was very eye-opening for me. Like I said, whenever I found out he had gotten shot, like, I didn't agree with everything he said, sure. But I sat down and I just kind of took a moment and I cried. And I was like, I didn't even like this guy. But he didn't deserve to fucking die. Like, as an American, I had to take that moment of our democracy is actually at stake. Because you can't even try to debate with somebody on an open mic without fearing for your fucking life. And then the people that were like, kill his family too, and I'm like, are you kidding me? How is this even allowed? I can't even post certain things on social media without getting a fucking community guideline strike. How the fuck are these people able to do this and make it go viral? And it'd be okay. Like, what? How?
Kirk.
Yes.
He said, quote, hateful thoughts lead to hateful words, which then lead to hateful actions. The New York Times reacted by publishing the assassination-related musings of Hassan Piker.
Piker is fucked. Whenever this government shutdown is over with, and Twitch, if they decide to actually take them to trial, Piker is about to get fucked. He just doesn't know it yet. They have subpoenaed YouTubers to go as a witness with actual PowerPoints and actual evidence against Piker and Twitch. Subpoenaed. I don't think he understands how bad this looks. How bad this is going to be.
Prominent left-wing streamer who has suggested the assassination of Senator Tom Cotton and who has said, quote, conservatives, kill those mother effers, murder those mother effers in the street, let the streets soak in their effing red capitalist blood. I could go on and on with...
And he didn't even catch a ban for that. Not a suspension, not a ban, nothing. Not a goddamn thing. And that says something when the U.S. fucking government... when the U.S. government has to step in and do your job.
reactions.
I'm not sure if that was about conservative. I think that was actually about landlords or something.
Well, that actually makes it even worse. His mother is literally a landlord.
I mean, landlords and conservatives, I think that's a pretty close Venn diagram.
Here that this is not merely a matter of some fringe actors, some extremists who simply have an emotional problem, as has been suggested here today.
The big difference is that, like, right-wing people don't go around and create an apparatus that celebrates it, right? And it's a huge, huge issue.
Still a mod in Hassan's chat, by the way.
And Hassan says he hasn't mentioned Asmongold in the past few months. What is this here? He's getting
not
mad.
really talked about Asmongold, despite the fact that he's the largest political content creator on this platform for the past couple of months. In the process of me not talking about Asmongold, I'm willing to bet that he has done at least 1, if not 3 videos a week about me.
Lol cow, English etymology from LOL plus cow, suggesting somebody who can be milked for laughs.
He's talked about you almost every stream this year.
Asmongold. Like Asmongold or whatever. And
Yo, maybe I should go through and find every clip of Hassan on every stream talking about Asmongold.
Asmongold. You know, Asmongold is, Asmon said police, why people actually hate Asmongold. Violence, and he used a clip from Asmon when he half
My God,
for
dude.
Asmongold. This is for Asmongold. We're gated into fucking oblivion by Asmongold. Well, they watch Asmongold every...
Oh, man, that's amazing.
I have not really talked about Asmongold for the past couple of months.
Oh, yeah, you noticed the dog wasn't there? It's great, isn't it? Kaya will be free. Shit. Let me use the bathroom, and then we're going to start this one. Okay, we bake. Let's get it.
All right, let's hear it.
Tell me what category of fat I fit in.
Based on what level of privilege you have in the world. Someone in a small fat category may not struggle.
A small fat category?
What the fuck is small fat? You're either fat or you're not. You're either fat, you're overweight, you're fat, or you're obese. Obese is the level of you're actively killing yourself with your own body weight. Overweight is like, I'm supposed to be 150, but I'm like 160. Or like 170. Fat is like that in between that you haven't quite cusped over to obesity yet, but you're still like gonna end up that way.
So now they're oh wow. So now we're already getting into the next level. So like basically like it's like now you got small fat. Yeah, it's like an atom, right? They're splitting the atom.
They're trying to reinvent the wheel.
On an airplane.
The opposite.
But someone in a mid-fat or super fat.
In a mid-fat or super fat.
May not be able to use even the airplane extender. So
Well, then you don't need... Like, if you have to use an airplane extender to sit your fat ass into an airplane, maybe you should work on losing weight before you go somewhere, huh? Maybe that's a you problem.
that's
Jesus.
where that comes in and like the privilege levels of like what fat means to different people.
Cope harder. Oh my goodness. You guys ever seen the movie
Holy
Wall-E?
shit.
That is an exact physical representation
Damn.
of what's to come in the near future. Nobody in that room is under 300 pounds talking about the privilege it is to fit in an airplane seat. How about the privilege it is to overconsume on calories? You guys aren't getting...
Like, I run every day to try and like burn as much weight as I can. There are models that wish every day they could eat whatever they want, but they have to keep their bodies thin. They have to fight the cravings mentally every time they see something they really want to eat. It's not a privilege, it's a fucking effort. And it's and that's what I really can't stand that shit of like, well, you get to sit in the, you're privileged if you get to, no. It's because of all the hard work and effort they put. It's like this fat mentality of, well, I want to be like that recent that jeans commercial that went like super mega viral and all the fat people were hating on it. And it's like, you realize what kind of effort she has to put into her body to look like that at her age? How much willpower it takes to keep the food out of your mouth? And you want to shit on her? Fuck yourself. Just because you're fat and you can't control yourself doesn't give you the right to shit on people who are actively trying every single day they wake up, every waking moment, fighting down cravings that they obviously have. That doesn't give you the right to do that. That's what makes me so angry with these people of like, well, you know, the fat acceptance and da-da-da-da-da, and it's like, nah, bitch, you killing yourself. Shut up. You're stupid. There's a reason why all these people, whenever they finally get wealthy off of it, like you can even go back and see some movie stars that were bigger and they had this like body positivity bullshit. And guess what? Now they're millionaires and they lost all the weight and they're not in public eye anymore. You know why? Because they know. They know what kind of backlash they would face. They know.
Anywhere
It's
talking about
bullshit.
How oppressed you are, thinking you're marginalized. No, you're just not in a calorie deficit. Like, come on, you guys put yourself in these boxes thinking you need some sort of movement. No, you need movement. Cope harder because gravity is
Damn!
at the end of the day.
Oh my god.
Bro!
This guy just went in, huh?
Based on what
Oh my
level of
God.
privilege you have in the world. Someone in a small fat category may not
You can get a bunch of food. You can get a ton of fucking food. The product since 1964. So it could actually be no job. 19 food stamps. Before shocked, food been fully stopped working. No, the SNAP program, formerly known as food stamps, has never been fully stopped or suspended nationwide since 1964. So
Jesus.
it could actually be no job. This is
how it looks too. This is exactly how it looks. Like, you could have like 7 kids from like 7 different men, and your cart's gonna look like this, but you have a job and you're on your own and you're trying to live in this world, and you make just enough not to be able to get food stamps, or the amount that you get is not even worth the fucking headache to get the food stamps, and your cart just looks like this. Like, it's so annoying. Like, I had food stamps whenever I had my own apartment, and I had $80 a month. What the fuck am I supposed to do with $80 a month, bro? It was such a pain in the ass, I just decided not to deal with it anymore.
I think this is a big...
Because you have to go to the office for it, you got to deal with the person, you got to submit these documents and forms, and I was like, dude, I ain't got money to do all this shit.
Problem. I do. This is... And
I didn't even have a damn vehicle.
The big issue with this is very simple. The cutoff for food stamps should be at a higher income ratio. So basically, if you're getting food stamps right now, you basically have to be broke. But if you...
Bro, I remember when $300 would fill up 2 carts of food. Like, we would get food stamps, me and my mom, and then we would get, well, like, I did get it, my mom had it for me, and then she would, like, get, like, 2 carts full of food.
Broke, you can get a bunch of food. You can get a ton of fucking food. The problem is
like,
that...
it's the most basic fucking necessity.
Only people that are able to get this are broke as shit. And maybe...
I was broke, and I couldn't and I barely got any food stamps. Like, I would go to the store and get maybe, like, 10 items, and then that was it, with $80.
This many poor people, right? So maybe this many poor people are able to get food stamps. And what I think they should do, this is the problem, because there's a lot of, in my opinion, there's a lot of...
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, what's the best way for me to say this? There's a lot of class-friendly fire here, okay? And the reason...
That's what a lot of people don't seem to understand when it comes to this, like, whole mess that they're protesting. They shouldn't be protesting because of ICE. They should be protesting because of upper and middle and lower class inequality. You realize that the 1% is hoarding so much wealth, and they're so privileged being in this country because they don't have to worry about a freaking warlord marching their way up their driveway, killing them and taking all their money and stuff. They're in one of the most privileged countries in the world to allow that assortment amassed wealth just for them to make it hard for somebody to even buy fucking groceries. And then them hire illegal immigrant workers that are obviously putting even more of a strain on the country. It's not a war between these illegal immigrants and races. It's a war between upper and lower class. That's what it is. It is the diversity of becoming wealthy now is so impossible. You are better. You have a better chance of being born into it than you do of actually becoming wealthy.
Why? Like, for example, like the person making $20,000 getting food stamps isn't your enemy when you're making $45,000 not getting food stamps.
Mm-hmm.
Your enemy is the billionaires spending $45,000 a day on bullshit. Those are your real
and they're also the people that are keeping you at your low wage. You see, Hector, who's working for $1.25 an hour or a day here in the U.S., isn't the one keeping his pay at $1.25. It's the corporation. It's the big CEO and the chairman that are doing this.
Those are the people that are taking your fucking money. Those are the people that need to be taxed. And that's the issue. And so what needs to happen is they need to take the food stamps and they need to increase the threshold for food stamps to here and here. And maybe even here. Because really, yeah, if you're doing well, you don't need food stamps. But the problem is whenever you make the middle class hate the working class, or you make the upper working class hate the lower class, what ends up happening is that you have this class warfare, while at the same time, you have all of these rich people making billions of dollars. We're spending literally $1 trillion on the military. We're spending $1 trillion on the military. And
to give you an idea, some of the richest people in America could single-handedly fund the military without even breaking a sweat. And you're worried about them trying to get some cookies at a Costco. You realize that there is enough wealth in the 1% that they could cut $1 million for every American in the U.S. and still have more than enough money left over. To give you an idea, There was an ad broker last year where they did an analysis on how much a company paid on advertising. They spent $500 million on advertising. There are 300 million U.S. citizens. They had enough money to spend to give every American $1 million and have enough left over to do with whatever they wanted. What the fuck are you doing with all this money? There are people that are starving to death on our own streets, and you're so worried about scraping together even more money, you're willing to start this weird class warfare over illegal immigration for these people that you want to pay $1.25 an hour. What the fuck are you doing? Hello? What are you doing with all this money? Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Come on, guys.
Okay, every 3 days, we blow up a boat in Venezuela. Great. I feel like I think we need a little bit more than that. Right? We need a little bit more than that. Use food stamps? Yeah, I used to use food stamps. I did. And so, actually a good take, yes. And so, in my opinion, this is what I think they should do. People might not like this. I think they should raise taxes on people that make a lot of money. I think there should probably be 2 additional tax brackets above the, what is it now, like 400 or something like that, tax brackets. There should be 2 additional tax brackets above that. So, because again, inflation, like you need to have a tax bracket for people that are making, let's say, over $5 million a year. Then you should probably have an additional tax bracket for people that are making over $30 million a year, right? And if you were able to do that, you would capture so much more revenue and you would be able to pay for more stuff. And socialism? What do you mean? The taxes right now by that definition are socialism. What do you mean? We already have it by your definition. What a stupid thing to say. So 90% of taxes have caused war. I'm not saying it should be 90%. I'm just saying it should be more than what it is now. And I think this is my outlook, okay? If you're making $20 million a year...
You realize that if you're spending $5 million in your lifetime on anything other than like the bare necessities, like the bare essentials, you're living privileged. I think that if you were to live on the streets and you have a decent job that pays you like $35,000 a year and you don't spend it on anything, you'd probably have a couple $100,000 that you could live off of. You understand how much money goes towards your necessities now, not even just food? Your rent, which is a necessity, is $1,000 a month. Even more than that. Your lights are $300 a month, especially in a hotter place like Texas where you have to run the AC constantly. Your food bill is like $400 a month. Your just the ability to have a vehicle, which is a necessity, even though driving is a privilege, is like almost $500 if you're lucky enough to save up enough money to get a used vehicle. But if you don't, it's $500 roughly with good credit a month on a brand new vehicle. Not to mention your insurance, which is $200 a month. And that's like $4,000 every 6 months. You understand how much money it costs just to function now? It's crazy.
You can afford to chip in a little bit extra because the only reason
that's right, Roach King,
you don't need to have armed security all around your fucking house and people aren't coming into your house and killing you is because this isn't there's not a Ugandan warlord who's showing up to try to kill you and take all your stuff, is because you live in this country. And if you live in this country,
your ass needs to be paying more taxes. 100,000%. I feel like the poorer you are, the less taxes you should be paying. The richer you are, you best be loading up on fucking taxes. Enough of this fucking loophole system of these people getting out of paying, these rich people getting out of paying taxes by donating to all these charities, because that's a tax write-off for most people. Now, it's illegal, yes, but they still do it anyway. You know why? Because they probably just pay the police to turn a blind eye. Like, let's be honest here. When you amass such an amount of wealth and you're donating to the police department, they tend to be on your side in a biased way. Oddly enough. Like, come on.
This country allows you to protect and generate the wealth of $20, $30, $50 million a year. You're goddamn right. I think you got to chip in a little bit more.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Brotherhood all the way, baby. Let's go.
You're a company, the same
Ad
fucking
Victorum.
thing. That's the real problem. So when all I hear this food stamp bullshit, and it's like, oh yeah, no, this person isn't your fucking enemy. The person who advocated for this is your fucking enemy. That's it. That's the real problem. And I know some people might not want to hear this because it sounds like the bad word, socialism. We have Social Security. Last time I checked, I think that's pretty good. We have a lot of social programs that are positive. Looking at anything that has any sort of wealth redistribution and then automatically categorizing that as bad is the most retarded and lazy way of thinking about things that you can possibly have. Obviously, it's retarded that you have people that are making enough money and they're making just enough money to get by, but at the same time, they can't afford fucking food.
Yep.
And it's ridiculous that people that are making no money can fill up their entire shopping cart with cheese balls. Like, I mean, really?
You realize that you work sometimes 12 hours a day, right? And for some people, like, you work 6 days a week. Sometimes you work the full 7. Is it so much to ask for being able to go to the store and buy some fucking cheese balls to eat them without having to worry about your rent being paid? Is it so much to ask? These people act like just allowing somebody to get some fucking cheese balls to sit down and put a smile on their face is just, you're asking for so fucking much. It makes no sense. Like, you really have to squeeze as much money as you can out of every fucking human being you can, so you can sit there and hoard that wealth and do nothing with it. It's so disgusting.
Like, this is a clown world. It's a clown world. What is going on here? This would be solved better by reducing tax on income for lower income jobs rather than giving the government more agency on how much you get. Lower taxes on low-income jobs. Well, a lot of people get tax refunds. I mean,
the issue is that I don't agree with if you don't have, like, for example, I don't have currently a job, and I'm not using any governmental benefits because I don't like that. I was a firefighter. I've got a lot of pride in what I do. So, like, for me, I just don't want that. Now, whenever I was in high school, and I had to, pay for my own apartment, and I was walking back and forth for my job. Yeah, I had to. But the amount was so little that it didn't matter. $80 a month 3 years ago wasn't shit. It's even less shit now. It was more than 3 years ago. It was like 10, if I'm being honest. But it upsets me whenever I hear of Claudia, who has been knocked up by 7 men and has 7 different children, and she gets to have 3 carts of groceries, and she doesn't even have to work, and I gotta walk my bitch ass to work, and I can't even afford anything. Like, that's my view on it. It's stupid. Like, if they were to cut EBT benefits, it would put a smile on my face to know that these clods that do this aren't gonna get any money from it anymore. I'm 100% okay with that. Because fuck them. Seriously. You are giving them a reason to get knocked up by 7 people and have 7 kids and pretty much mooch off of the system that's already collapsing. Fuck them. Seriously. Enough of that.
Definitely, you could look at that. I mean, I
have struggled every day of my life, and I couldn't get the benefits that I needed because some clodhopper fucking assholes like the people that get them big-ass carts with all them kids get. I had to eat ramen soup and walk to work, and I was like that big around. Practically starving to death. The system has been busted for years, it's just really showing now.
What you're saying, but I think that you should approach it with like 3 different directions, right? So yeah, you used to be in it. Exactly. And I was buying cheese balls. I was buying cheese balls. I know this better than almost anybody. A lot of these,
what I don't agree with is I'm not 100% with them taking it away, but I feel like if you're on these benefits, you need to have a job, period. And it has to be a full-time job. No exception.
quote socialists or a lot of these commentators on the internet, they've never been on food stamps before. They don't actually know what this is like. They have no idea. We used to be on food stamps. We used to be on these supplemental assistance programs. We used to have the medical fucking assistance program. We used to have this. We couldn't even afford heat in the fucking in the winter.
You know,
right?
It's funny that he says that because at least he had electricity. Bro, there was a lot of times whenever I was growing up in my trailer with my mom where it would get so cold in Louisiana that we would be sitting down watching something or doing something, and we weren't necessarily watching something. We had we would usually have a little battery or something that we could use to charge a phone, not like a smartphone, but like a phone, like a flip phone, and we would play a cell phone game on it, or I would read comics that I'd get from my neighbor or something. But it would get so fucking cold in that trailer that you could see your breath while you're sitting down and doing stuff. It sucked so bad.
And so, really, we were poor. Now, could it have been a lot worse? Yeah, it could have been a lot worse. And it wasn't, which was great. But the fact
we used to use the stove when we had power to heat up the trailer. But then one night, the fucking stove, the little rebar that was on the inside, it fucking arced and broke, and it caused it to catch on fire. Luckily, we had a fire extinguisher right next to the stove, and we put it out. But then we had no heater, and it sucked.
I remember what these benefits did for me. And I'm never going to roach out on the people for these benefits. I'm never going to say, oh, and I'm even going to go a step farther. I think it's okay if they want to buy cookies with food stamps because
I agree with that. I agree with that because the thing is a lot of these people don't have anything. They're working themselves. Some of these people, some of these actual hard workers that are working, 12 hours a day, 6 hours a day, however many, 6 days a week, 7 days a week, they have a full-time job where they're making 40 hours. You can work 6 hours a day, but you have to work 6 days straight. I know because I've been there. I've done it. You can work 12 hours a day and still have to work 6 days straight. I've had to do that too. It happens. But at the end, whenever you finally get paid out and you notice that the government's taking a lot of money out in taxes and you're like, okay, what the fuck? So much for that. And then you still aren't able to get food. The least you can do as a government is allow these people to get something to entertain themselves. Whether that would be the basic necessities of giving them housing or just allowing them to get some food. If that's what entertains them, then let them have it. Jesus Christ, why pinch the bottom so hard that they can't even enjoy their lifestyle even though it's already shit? It's crap.
It's just cookies, man. Let a person have a little bit of dignity. Really. Let them have a little bit of fucking dignity.
Right?
They want to buy cookies and fast food. Why make them live like that? People have the choice. Yeah, let them have a little bit of... This is America. This is the richest country in the world. Let them buy the fucking cookies. It's all right. We've got enough cookies to go around. We do. There's no reason we got to be rationing out cookies. That's what I think. Somebody wants to be fat, they need to do better, not the richest. Well, yeah, I think so. I do. I think so. That's where I'm at. We don't need cookies. Yeah, there's a lot of things you don't need, but you want them.
I'm fine. I don't mind if people want to have a conversation with how things are run. The problem is whenever you try to correct somebody. That's the issue that I'm running into quite a bit, even with a lot of online comments. It's they're so ready to just lie about everything that they find to prove some weird point that makes the mental gymnastics are real with a lot of stuff. But when they start lying, I usually just end up removing comments because I'm you're lying, dude. You're not gonna be honest. You're being dishonest. I'm trying to have an actual genuine conversation, and then you just turn around and lie. I'm just gonna remove comments Like, I love sitting down and debating with somebody, but then whenever they turn to, like, lying or deceitfulness, that I'm just like, you're not doing yourself any favors, you know? And that's what really kind of bothers me with a lot of, like, you can debate, I'm fine with that. Just don't threaten anybody. Like, we can sit down, we can get along. Everyone can get along. We don't have to have the same fucking opinion. We don't. We can get along, bro. We did it for generations. What happened? Why? You know? We don't have to call for violence. We don't have to do this. It's a democracy. We can debate. Let's talk about it. Let's see where the other person's coming from. You don't have to be violent. There's no need.
It makes you feel good. It makes you happy. And feeling good at being happy, I think that's nice. And I want to have a world where that happens.
Like, I don't agree with what Trump is doing. I don't agree with some. I do like the immigration. I didn't think he was going to do it, but some people don't agree with that, and that's fine. You don't have to. I didn't vote for him. I didn't vote for either one of the candidates because I thought they were both clowns. I still think Trump is a clown because so far it's been talk and no do, but that's just what I've observed. And that's the reason why in 30 years I've never voted for a candidate, because I'm tired of being handed two shit candidates and told, pick the lesser of two evils. And I'm like, bro, neither one of these clowns want to do, like, you're asking me to pick which one of these is going to hurt me more. I mean, like, come on. Like, you can watch Hassan, you can watch Destiny, but what you shouldn't do is advocate for death. Like, I even thought about sometime watching Hassan just to get, like, the other side of the spectrum. Because I stumbled onto Asmon first. But holy shit, it's already 11:23, what the fuck? I just don't understand how you can advocate for death and violence. It's just wrong. It's wrong.
People live like fucking slaves. There's no reason for that. There's no justification for that at all. We got so much money. This is the wealthiest country in the world by a mile. Junk food is a privilege. You're goddamn right it is. You're goddamn right it is. And you know what else is a privilege? Being a fucking American.
Like, what's really sad is I did believe in a lot of what the Democrats stood for. I was raised a Democrat. My mom would always say, we're too poor to vote Republican. But now whenever I think of the Democrats, it's a shell of its former self. Like, I'm just sad by it, because, like, how is it that they've lost their way so much that the Republicans are advocating for things that the Americans want? We all know they're doing shit behind closed doors that aren't what Americans want, but I mean, either side could do that. It's just sad to see the state of things.
Both of them. That's right. And I used to buy it, and I'm never going to go back on that because I did it myself. I did it myself, and it made me feel good, and I enjoyed.
And he's right. Like, whenever I was by myself in my apartment, and I was able to use my $80 to buy, like, some cookies or some ice cream, that was like $6. Being able to sit there at the end of a long week or at the end of a long day and eat something that made me happy could mean the world for somebody who's just trying to take it one day at a time. Why take away the most simple and basic pleasures? It makes no sense. It's sad. I kind of think Hassan is too, but he's never going to say that. But that's just me. But, like, maybe he is, maybe he isn't. Maybe he's just somebody that got... You know, I'm not going to say that. I personally think that Hassan cultivated an audience that he didn't think was going to turn on him, but it did. He saw that he was getting a lot of viewership with this ideal that he had, and he just kind of took it and ran, not realizing how volatile it was. That's genuinely what I think. I don't think he's actually that way. I don't. I can't actually say that and say that I'm okay with that. I think that he definitely, a lot of his stances now are because if he doesn't have those stances, his audience is going to cannibalize him. I seriously think that. I really wholeheartedly do. They don't. They never have and they never will. You know why? Because the corporations are lining their pockets and they're using a lot of insider trading. So they're amassing wealth, and the poor people are just going to stay where they're at until either there's a class revolution or the government fully collapses on itself because money's worthless.
It made me happy. I know how it made me feel, and I'd want to make sure other people have the same thing. It's literally that simple. So yeah, and not all Americans are equal. No, of course not. But the law should treat them that way.
Amen.
And that's the difference, right? And so anyway, you got a lot of people.
I want to come on here and say to you people.
What is this?
That be standing in front of the stores and the Good Samaritans and all of that. When November 1st come, and if they don't uplift this shutdown for these SNAP benefits, I'm going to need y'all to mind y'all business. Please mind y'all business.
They're going to try and run out with the food.
Those people, they trying to feed their kids. And
they're going to run out
They trying to go home and just feed their kids. And I would...
Yeah.
I would hate for you to not be able to make it back to
You see, this is a problem that I have. If you're stealing food, I get it. I would do the same shit. Any person would. Any person that has to feed somebody, are you hungry yourself? Like at Walmart, for example, the Walmart that I worked at, they had a policy that said that if somebody walked in and like took food, just let them alone. Just if it's like one or two things of food, just leave them alone. Like we had, for example, we had a homeless guy that came in and he walked over to the iceberg lettuce and he just started eating it like an apple. So you could tell the dude was fucking starving. He was drooling when he was eating. He looked like a goddamn zombie, dude. And I looked at asset protection and he's like, it's okay. He's just going to come in here and he's going to eat his thing and he's going to go away and we'll probably never see him again. We didn't. We never saw that dude again. Like, it happens. Like, but you can't go and start stealing goods from a store. Because if you start stealing goods from a store where you got security boxes on everything, that's already a failing store. The store is already going to fail. Okay? The store is in place of being shut down. That's why they've got those security boxes. And if you keep stealing from that store and that store shuts down, you're going to put a lot of these workers out of a job. And now grandma that needs to get her penicillin is going to have to drive, or not her penicillin, her fucking, it's not penicillin, her, oh god damn. Is it penicillin? No, it's not. Penicillin is for, insulin. When grandma needs to get her insulin, she's going to have to drive 30 minutes just to get her insulin now. And like, yeah, insulin. You don't want to steal from these stores because if they shut down, it puts the whole community in disarray. Especially if you've got a fucking multi-billion-dollar corporation that comes in, like Walmart, and they do this, they're known for doing this, and they pop up a store right next to a little local store, and that store goes out of business, and they just keep expanding and making money, and everyone just keeps going to that Walmart, so all the other stores get shut down. All you have is that Walmart for that entire community, and you sit there and you keep stealing from that store, and that store gets shut down. You got a huge problem on your hands. You can't just do that. You can't advocate for that either. It's bad. It's wrong.
Family.
Think of the community when you do that. Like, I know it sucks. It absolutely sucks. It does. But it's not the solution to a very big problem. It's a Band-Aid. A Band-Aid that is going to be ripped when it comes off.
For you to not be able to make it back home because you trying to save these billionaire companies. You hear me?
Nah, that's not the way to look at it. You can't steal out of a store. You can't steal out of a store, because if everybody's stealing out of the store shuts down, and then all the people that are working at that store in the community don't have a job. Like, a store can't work if everybody just walks out without paying for the food.
Yes, sir. Yes,
like,
sir.
I mean, really, what are we talking about, right?
Exactly.
Like, there's food deserts. There's all kinds of examples of
I love you so much I could kiss you, you fucking bald bastard. I could kiss you.
this.
Of their funds when they actually have insurance on every box of macaroni.
That's not how insurance works. That's not how it works. If you hit a fucking car with another car, your insurance premiums go up. What do you think is going to happen if you steal all of the food out of a store? They're going to increase the premiums and they can't afford it in the area anymore. Then they go out of business. What do you think insurance does? They're scammers. Come on. Oh my God. Just think about it for a second. Think about, just break it down.
The insurance, this is the insurance, they think the insurance grows on the insurance tree.
That's what happened to LA. LA kept getting hit with fires, and now the last fire that burnt down all those homes, no one had fire insurance on it because they got priced out of the area. And guess what? There's a lot of fucking homeless people in LA now. Like, come on.
See, this is the kind of shit, guys, I gotta tell y'all, this is the reason why we gotta cut Algebra 2 out of the curriculum, and we gotta put in, instead of Algebra 2, we have to put in basic financial literacy. Understanding what insurance is, understanding a 1040 tax form, understanding statistics, understanding averages, understanding these things, and both, that's fine. Y'all want to say, I can compromise Algebra 2 and then basic financial literacy.
I feel like before you graduate from high school, you have to take and pass one of these classes. You have to. Otherwise, you can't graduate from high school. That's my honest opinion. It has to have all of that, and then it has to have the understanding of how interest works for people who are trying to go from school into college, and they have to take out a student loan. So that way they don't, at the age of 18, take out a student loan that's going to effectively ruin the rest of their life. That's what should happen right there.
One way or another, you do not need to be graduating from high school if you can't fucking figure out what insurance is, okay? You can't. It's a problem.
It's like, my view of it is like, I wasn't able to get a car until I turned, I think I was 22, 23. And you know why? Because I couldn't afford one. I couldn't even afford to go and take my driver's license. I was by myself. I had nobody. I started dating someone online. I ended up moving into her house, and she was the one that taught me everything. As somebody with no parents, this system is fucked. It's fucked. It was not hard to get that license. It was not easy to get that license either. It was hard. It was not easy. Like, it's completely jacked against you. And if they had those classes in high school, so that way you have to take them in order to graduate, guess what? I would have been part of it. I would have been able to understand a lot of stuff that I didn't learn from her. These classes, they need to be implemented. It is a necessity that they understand how things work when you hit the real world. Because you're going to have these loan companies that are going to be like, oh, you want this. You want this. Don't look at that number at the top that's a % interest. Don't worry about that. And then they take out this fucking loan at 18, not even old enough to like smoke or do drugs, but they can fucking take out this $100,000 loan that completely ruins the rest of their life. That you can't even get off with bankruptcy. No, bro. Fuck that.
Problem.
Just mind your business and go on. And if you gonna be a good Samaritan and you gonna stand there and you gonna pay and you gonna do all of that, do your part.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Yeah.
Stay safe out there. A lot of crazies.
They're trying to do what the fuck they gotta
We're
do.
here Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to noon. So we're here every day. 8 a.m. to like 11:30. It's definitely a later day today.
Please leave them people alone and let them take that food back to their kids. Let them take that meal back to their kids. Let them feed their kids. Let them feed their husbands and their fathers and their mothers and all that shit. Don't have nothing.
I just realized that we're going to have so many videos in a couple of days of people trying to capture and stop people from running out of the store with bags full of food. If Snap gets shut down, there are going to be people trying to run out of the store with bags full of food. And I guarantee you that, like, you're going to have all of these live streamers that are going to have, like, nets and, different things to, like, get them with. Like, bro, oh my God, it's going to be madness? Yeah. Can you imagine this? Yeah, like, literally camping.
To do with you, because when all this shit is over.
It does have to do with them. It affects the community if the store gets shut down. It has everything to do with them. If that store gets shut down, then they have to travel farther to get the same goods. If not, then depending on the area that's closer, it could be even more expensive.
When all this shit is over,
Yeah.
you either will be here or you won't. I'ma just say that. Either you gonna make it out or you won't.
Yeah, that's a great way to do things. Shoot the people that are trying to stop you from stealing things from the store.
Let's see how that goes.
What do you think happens after that?
You go to jail for murder.
Then you go to jail.
Yeah.
And then who's gonna feed your kids? These people cannot think more than like fucking.
I'm sorry, but if you actually think that way, you don't need to have kids. If you think that the only solution that you have is to just steal food from the store and then shoot whoever tries to stop you, you probably shouldn't have kids. Because you're not thinking right. Straight up.
Seconds in front of them. Obviously, that's what's going to happen. It's so stupid.
Because people are not gonna let you come in between their kids' next meal. Who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure it out. Just mind your business.
The Hunger
Don't
Games?
get to taking pictures.
It will be. It will be the Hunger Games. It will be. Straight up.
Phones away. Put the fucking phones away. What are you recording them for? So what are they supposed to do? They're supposed to let their kids just... You know what I'm saying?
Dude, the content in like, what is it going to be in like 2 days? Oh my God. Because all the every trashy live streamer is going to be out there trying to capture these people like Pokemon. There's going to be like some fat lady running out there with a fucking grocery cart full of Crisco, lard, and Reese's peanut butter cups. And there's going to be like 5 live streamers. No, you get back here. Get back here, Karen. You didn't pay for that. Trying to run her down. Yeah, Tyler Oliveira. No, please. Over here. We got one.
Gonna go all into they supposed to just let their kids just go without?
Yeah.
Because the government is having a kindergarten argument? Get the fuck up out of here. Like, mind your business. Do what you do.
Yeah.
And go home. And lock your door. Because you're about to see the beast come out of a lot of people that y'all ain't seen people that didn't even know that
and she's right about this. And I always wonder myself, it's like, is this because if this happens and people do actually go ape shit, well, everybody's just going to want the police to arrest them all. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Because the moment that they start...
I think that the only reason why food stamps would be going down is simply the government shutdown. That's the reason why. I think that whenever you live in a society that's too quick to violence, it's bound to happen. So, like, it just is, you know? And it sucks that it's like that. It really does. But I think I might roll up out of here. Got a long weekend ahead. Well, not really. It's going to shoot by. It always does. I'll be back on Monday. I'm so happy it's Friday, boys. So happy it's Friday. I will see y'all Monday. Stay safe out there. Try to put a smile on someone's face. You'll probably change their whole life or their whole day. Who knows? And I will be back on Monday with some more funs and goods. Y'all stay safe out there. Stay friendly and And I'm peacing. Thanks, Dodger, for sticking around. Thanks for all the new cheater chatters. And I'll see y'all. Have a good weekend, Nigel.